You are watching Storm Center. We are in the heart of the lake effect snow band that has essentially parked itself just over the south towns from north of Dunkirk, New York through Hamburg and right on here to East Aurora where I stand tonight. We're approaching 4 feet and some areas have seen more than that and we're nowhere near to done. We're going to talk more on how much more snow we may see when things finally will wind down. But across the state, especially here in the western part of the state, crews have been full force keeping up with the roads and people are digging out.
It's a team effort here in Orchard Park, New York, as they're digging out of over 35 inches of snow here. Got the snow blower, but it's too tall, so she has to knock it down first.
Epic snow ongoing in parts of the Great Lakes. Areas picking up feet of snow, and you can see it right here. Guess what? Far from over. This is Storm Center. I'm meteorologist Chris Warren.
And I'm meteorologist Jackie Jarris. More than 9 million people are under winter alerts on this Friday. That heavy lake effect snow still coming down tonight from upstate New York to PA to Ohio, even Michigan getting in on all the lake effect snow. And the snow amounts, Chris, they have been incredible. It is just piling up and piling up. Here's some of the scenes tonight across the Great Lakes from Watertown down to Erie, Pennsylvania. Areas picking up 4 to 5 feet of snow already. And we've got another day at least of this thing going. My goodness. We've got live team coverage. That's coming up in just a moment. We'll get back to Chris Bruin, but we want to start out Storm Center with meteorologist Chris Warren, who is on the radar right now with where the snow is coming down. And boy, that band has not budged in about 24 hours almost. Chris.
Yeah, it's hanging out indeed. And Jackie, that is of course the big story we're following as we look right here. This is live look here from Buffalo, and we're going to take a closer look at this in just a second, but just want to show you that this vantage point, it's relatively calm, but not too far away off to the left. It is still pounding snow. We'll take another look at this in just a moment, but first let's take an overview look at what is going on right now across the Great Lakes. And what we see from Wisconsin over here to Michigan, so Wisconsin here, Michigan here, there is quite a bit of snow that has been persistent. Again, the big stories here and here around Watertown and Buffalo where feet of snow has fallen, but still have to watch for snow squall warnings anywhere throughout this area. Snow can turn the roads very slick very quickly. So here's a closer look now at where the snow is currently in Watertown. Heading just a little bit, the heaviest stuff just a little bit to the east. And now we look here at that heavy band here, Dunkirk, all the way over to south of Rochester. But it's this right here that I wanted to highlight. Notice that there is that edge to it. And if we go back to that camera we were just looking at a few moments ago, from Buffalo right here, looking in this direction is that. And even look out over the water out over Lake Erie. It looks like there's even a little bit of clearing. It'll be interesting to see what the sunset looks like here. As we see right through here, you can see a little bit of clearing while there is still a whole heck of a lot of rising air here and a lot of snow coming down at the same time here. So we're going to take a closer look at some of the amazing pictures and videos we have seen across parts of Western New York, including the Buffalo area. Again, here's the view, the arrow showing that direction here. And right to the south of town and a little bit to the southeast as well, you see this heavy snow, that darker blue. And guess what? The Weather Channel does have somebody in there, and that somebody, of course, isn't just anybody. It's meteorologist Chris Bruin, who is in East Aurora, New York, just southeast of Buffalo. And boy, Chris, it is coming down in a big way. And when we were looking at you a little bit earlier, Chris, a little bit wider view, I thought you were sitting at an anchor desk there. You've got the snow right in front of you. You've got your work as well. It looks like you're holding shop there, buddy.
Pretty much, right? Yeah, this is like my desk, and I'm standing. I'm not sitting or anything. I'm standing. Now, this is an actual fence, and it's hard to know where it is because it's just buried under nearly 4 feet of snow now. Now, the way it's snowing right now, It's been like this all day, all morning, all night, less than 24 hours, and we've already picked up between 38 and 40 inches, somewhere in that ballpark, give or take a couple of inches or two. And that's here in East Aurora. We've had totals closing in now over 50 inches in some areas, and the snow is nowhere near done. You saw the radar, you saw the band, and again, it's just so deep. Oftentimes when you see snow piles like this, they're drifts, they're blown up, wind-driven snow. That's not the case. The wind hasn't been as big of an issue. We've had some wind, but unlike a blizzard where you get these 10, 12-foot massive snow drifts, this is just so much snow just piling up all at once, and it is quite a sight to behold. And hidden over here, I found two of these ladies just walking around. They wanted to talk about just what a sight. You guys are from here, right? Yeah. Okay, what are your names?
Erica.
Erica?
Maggie.
Maggie. I can imagine you guys have to like snow. You're eating it.
Yeah.
You're eating it.
It's actually really good.
It is. What do you think about this storm?
Well,
Was it more than you were expecting?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
What were you expecting?
I guess it was about what we were expecting, but
But it's not done yet, though, so we may
No.
get, no,
Yeah.
yeah.
it could be another Snowvember.
You guys didn't have school today, right?
No, we didn't.
No.
have a snow day.
Do you think you'll have school on Monday?
Hopefully not, but we probably will.
Probably will, but
Well, what are your
hopefully not.
plans this weekend?
I was hoping to go ice skating if we can get out, but yeah, it might happen, it might not.
I bet you guys just walked around today. You didn't even drive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So you mentioned Snowvember. Do you guys remember that?
No, I was really,
Okay.
really young.
Okay.
I was just born.
But your parents have told you stories.
Yeah.
Yes.
Probably what it was like. This may not be quite that extreme, but I mean, this is up there. This will be
I
one you guys remember, right?
Yeah,
Definitely.
definitely. Yeah.
All right. Well, you guys get back in the snow. Have fun. Jump in it, play around, hang out. Thanks for talking. So it's a fun scene, especially if you're just walking around. That is the way to do it. And I kind of just want to show, goodness. First off, I'm trying to see what you guys are looking at. And every time I look at my iPad, it's covered in snow and I can't even see anything. But okay, look at the trees here. Look at how they're just draped. You know, I actually was able to, this is the sidewalk. I was able to actually go under this, but now I got to duck because the weight of the snow is literally pulling down these branches. Now, notice they don't have leaves on them. Most of the trees are bare now as we're heading into mid-November. And so we thankfully don't have that added weight where the leaves would hold on to even more snow. Power outages, they've been minimal. There have been a few, but there's been very isolated events. So no widespread power outages. Not going to rule out some more people losing power, but I think that's less of a concern. However, the snow, people getting trapped is more of a concern. I mean, people literally can't even get out of their driveway, let alone some of the residential streets here. So let me explain the topography. We're a little bit elevated. And when I say we're in higher elevation, if you've been to Western New York, it's not like we have these massive mountains outside of Buffalo. We're talking a difference of, instead of 300 feet near the lakeshore, we're talking maybe 700 feet here in East Aurora. But that difference, it's minimal, right? But it's enough that we're dealing with low-level moisture off of the lakes that then gets forced upwards and it squeezes out even more moisture. So totals here between Hamburg and then certainly up towards East Aurora, it just cakes on the snow all the more so than what you get right at the lake. So it just enhances those snowfall totals overall, and you end up with some of the highest totals. You know, some people said back in Snowvember, we had totals as high as 8 to 9 feet here in East Aurora, okay? This is a notorious spot for some of the heaviest snowfall and some of these big lake effect snow events. I don't think we're gonna get to 9 feet or even 8 feet, but it wouldn't surprise me if we were to exceed 6 feet. I think that's certainly in the realm of possibility, and I'm not gonna say I would be shocked if we, were to get near 7 feet, or at least some people were to be near 7 feet. You know, guys, we were driving from Buffalo this morning, and someone described it as a haboob. I'm sure you've seen some of the video of what these snow squalls look like, and they are literally like a wall of white. And instead of a sandstorm that you get, say, in the deserts across the Southwest or in other parts of the world, you get these massive plumes of same thing. Near zero visibility, but it's white, and it almost looks like that haboob. It's almost like a dust storm, but instead a snowstorm of such extreme nature. And it's a dividing line. Where our hotel was in Buffalo was right on the edge. So you would be in that squall. There it is. There's some of the video that I'm referencing. You can see that wall of white. Notice how it's moving, but it doesn't shift a lot. Now, every now and then it would come through Buffalo. You would go to near zero visibility. It would last for 4 or 5 minutes, and then it would clear back out. We even had blue sky earlier this morning. And the difference from there to here, it's really hard to put into words how quickly things change and how drastic it can be. So there is a live look at Buffalo. This is actually our storm path camera, okay? This is looking south out over Lake Erie. Notice the squall. So the squall is that dark, ominous sky you see on the left side of your screen. That is the snow squall that we're in, okay? Extends from the lakeshore all the way back up well to the east of Buffalo. But notice the clear skies there east of the or west of the city. So this, I think, paints a picture. You get it from a visual angle, looking at the squall from outside of it, and then you get it what it looks like when you're in it. And it's parked itself over the city. This is, it feels like a snow globe, and I'm looking up, and it just, when you shake that snow globe, you know, and you just slowly watch those flakes fall. That's exactly what it looks like when I pan up. You can't really see it because you're not standing here personally, but I'm trying to just paint this scene around you, and it is deep. We were taking our measuring stick, and I know I'm eating up at the time, but there's just so much to talk about, guys. There's just so much to talk about. We had a foldable one so we could fly home with it, but this snow stick, I call it the Bruin snow meter. We just bought this, but we can take it home because each one of these 6 inches folds down, and you're able to collapse it into a 6-inch. You can throw it in your suitcase. So this is almost
Chris,
as tall as I am. I'm 6'5". Yeah, what's up, Jackie?
So speaking of measuring snow, do you have something that could serve as a snowboard? So we could kind of get an idea that we can check in with you an hour from now, how much is accumulated in just an hour? Because to me, you could say that looks like a snow globe, but it's like puke and snow. I mean, it's way more than that. It looks so heavy from our perspective.
Yeah, that's the only way to describe it. I've been told never to use the word puking unless it's lake effect snow, and that's the best way to describe it. It's just nonstop. So I'll just put this in right here. This isn't an official measurement by any means, but it gives you an idea. So each one of these bars is 6 inches. So 2 of them is 1 foot. All right. So I'll go down. There's 1 foot. There's 2 feet. There's 3 feet. And we're getting 3.5 feet, and I think I hit the ground. So we're at 3.5 feet, so 36 inches. So we're over 40 inches here, okay? So we're over 40 inches, and it varies in different spots. But again, we're not dealing with a lot of wind, so you don't have a ton of drifts. There's a lot of uneven surfaces, and that's the thing. It's hard to know where the stairs are. It's hard to know where the curb is, and now it's hard to know where people's cars are. In some cases, we were driving here this morning, and you just see these globs of white. You're like, oh, there has to be a car under there, or what else is that? You know, what else is it? It's just unless you've been in a lake effect snow event, you really just, or if you've been on top of a mountain and you get these kinds of snowfall rates like high up above 10,000 feet or so, you just really can't imagine what it's hard to really believe what you're seeing unless you're here. It's just, where does that snow go? It just piles up and creates these amazing shapes. I mean, light lamp globes, like the light posts out in people's front yards, just have these odd shapes, and it's just such a sight to see. We can pan out wide and you can just get an idea what the streetscape looks like right here. It's a beautiful town. They actually film a lot of Hallmark movies, I hear, in East Aurora, New York. And
it looks like a Hallmark movie.
Can you see why?
Yes.
It does look like a Hallmark movie.
Very idyllic if you don't have to go anywhere. But if you have something else going on and a place you need to be, that's a big problem on the roadways. I know we're going to check on road conditions coming up in a little bit.
So, Chris, are you in someone's front yard?
No, we're actually staying at an inn, and it looks like somebody's front yard. This place is like the perfect place to ride out a snowstorm. And, you know, we drove here. We made it here without any issues. It was slow going. Took an hour and a half. Yesterday, it took us 20 minutes. Today, it took us an hour and a half. And when we pulled into the parking lot, then my car got stuck. But at least I was in the parking lot and not like halfway here and on the side of the street.
I would like to rephrase my question. Where are you?
We are at East Aurora,
where are you standing? Are you in a park? Are you in a business?
No. This is the front yard of the inn. It's the Roycroft Inn.
Yeah.
Here in
East Aurora, New York. We're 2 blocks from. We're 2 blocks from Main Street, and it's quite the sight. I mean, it really. You mentioned the Hallmark movie. I feel like I'm in one, and. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me, guys. You see these trees? These are trees. These aren't bushes. This one's a much more mature tree. But Chris, you see it. This is a tree. You know, by the morning, I don't know how much of that tree will be sticking up. We'll be back with more coverage from this historic lake effect event.
You'll always remember buying your first car and buying your starter home, or whatever this is. But the things that last a lifetime, like happiness, love, and confidence, you can't buy those, but you can invest in them. We believe that your investments should work harder for the future you imagine. And that's where our strategic investing approach can help. T. Rowe Price. Invest with confidence.
Life is expensive, so why is Omar snoozing like a baby? Because he made the smart choice to shop with IKEA. With new benefits for IKEA family members, including 5% off all eligible purchases in-store. Every visit, every day. IKEA.
I'm Jimmy Dean, and that sunrise something. I honestly feel that way about Jimmy Dean sausage. Get yourself a large chunk of that good morning feeling.
Oh, that smells good.
Because your lives are forever entwined.
Darling, please be mine.
Love Entwined, exclusively at Kay.
Sure, I've got a gift list longer than Santa's, but I've got Harry and David, so I'm not stressing. I'm slaying the holidays. Sent my bestie her favorite pairs, shot my favorite client a banquet in a box. My brother got a Christmas brunch. Harry and David makes the holidays a piece of cake. Spread joy this year with Harry and David.
My nana used to say there's the right way and then there's the Lopez way. And she would take off her chancla and throw it at you and hit you.
You come here, you do stuff for me, we laugh, and you go home. I love that last part.
Hi, Mama.
You wanted to make things awkward.
If I wanted to make things awkward, I'd show your late-night text asking, you up?
I was up.
Lopez versus Lopez, Friday. Part of the Friday Comedy Hour on NBC.
The unknown is not empty. It's a storm that crashes and consumes, replacing thought with worry. But one thing can calm uncertainty: an answer. Uncovered through exploration, teamwork, and innovation. An answer that leads to even more answers. Mayo Clinic. You know where to go.
Did you know Google makes a phone? Sure, it's beautiful, but it does things other phones can't do, which is how it helps take annoying items out of pictures. Introducing our newest Google Pixel phones. Get Google Pixel 7 Pro for free, plus get Pixel Watch, Pixel Buds, and more.
Extra hard studying calls for something extra. So you serve up new DiGiorno fully stuffed crust pizza. Because pizza with an extra layer of cheese stuffed edge to edge throughout the entire crust always hits the spot. It's not delivery, it's DiGiorno.
First thing that morning, I woke up and saw that things were not good.
And I thought, well, this is where I'm going to die.
The era of multi-sensory art has arrived. After breaking attendance records in Zurich, Berlin, and across Europe, Monet's Immersive Garden is coming to New York. Witness his commitment to Impressionism in this experiential excursion as you bathe in gigantic water lilies, completely immersed in his works. Monet's Immersive Garden, featuring over 100 paintings, is the place to just let yourself go. At 30 Wall Street, November 1st through January 8th. Tickets at monets-garden.com.
This fall, giving with FTD is more than just giving a gift. It's reimagining a memory. It's making a nostalgic moment fresh again. Or a subtle token of appreciation. A way to bring the last of summer's beauty indoors. And celebrate rituals old and new. Make it a grand show of gratitude. Make it a gift from FTD. Give with meaning.
A freeze warning is in effect. Currently in our area, 43 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Tonight, rain, snow showers early, low 32. Chance of precipitation, 50%. Saturday, abundant sunshine, high 41. Winds west-southwest at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Saturday night, a few clouds overnight, low 32. Here's our 7-day outlook.
The power of the Weather Channel, now available to everyone.
This is epic!
Trusted live coverage when it matters most is now yours to stream with the Weather Channel TV app, real-time radar, and maps that let you track all the action.
Let's get into the detail.
Personalization, customization, hundreds of hours of your favorite shows, and so much more. There's never been a better way for everyone to watch the Weather Channel. Available now on these platforms. Go to streamtwc.com to start your free 7-day trial.
The conditions across parts of western New York tonight look like this. Like they did when it was still daylight out. There might be a car under there. It's hard to say. The state of emergency remains in effect for 11 New York counties as the heavy snow continues to fall. We'll get back to our live reports here from meteorologist Chris Bruin, who's southeast of Buffalo. Also, Storm Tracker Charles Peak is out there checking out the conditions. There's a lot of conditions to check out that involve a whole heck of a lot of snow. Heading into Watertown, heading just south of Buffalo. Still quite a bit of action here. Northern Indiana, Illinois, Wisconsin, into Michigan as well. But it's these purple outlined areas where we have some dangerous weather if you're on the road. These are some snow squall warnings that we see. This does include Williamsport here. And the snow squall warnings extending across a big stretch of Interstate 80, almost down to Interstate 81. So this is the most dangerous part right now is going to be that. This very heavy rain coming in very quickly can turn those roads very slippery very fast. So that's the big danger here with some of these snow squalls. Also Interstate 79 right now. This one looks like it's maybe falling apart a little bit. But nonetheless, there's still some areas in here with the radar that is indicating still some very heavy rain. And again, that's what we're checking out right now in terms of some of the heaviest snow. But also, as we continue to watch what is going on here to the south of Buffalo. I'm going to go ahead and zoom in here. I want to show you that south of Buffalo here, there is still some very heavy snow, and it is continuing to be rather persistent as well. And this is where meteorologist Chris Bruin has been joining us. And Chris, just had the opening scene of your Hallmark movie. Curious to see how it's going to end over the next 2.5 hours or so. But boy, the day today, the lead up, the preview has been a snowy one.
Yeah, I saw a photo someone shared about 3 miles from here, and they showed their backyard, and there was just a slight patch of snow from yesterday morning's event that we had, some of the lake effect bands early on, and it was mostly green. They had a pool, an outdoor above ground pool. They showed it what it looks like less than 24 hours later, and the pool is literally covered in snow. So the snow's so deep, you don't even know where the pool is. So Chris, I know we're talking about thunder snow, and I gotta say this has been the most unbelievable, what's the word I'm looking for? This has been the most unbelievable snow event where I've never seen as much thunder snow as we sat in Buffalo last night.
Was it what was more remarkable? Was it the sound or was it the flashes?
It was the amount. I mean, I stopped counting after 20 20 like flashes. Yeah, 20. I'm not making this up. I was like, okay, there's another one. There's another one. We had like 3 on the air last night, but then after that, it just got cranked. And then it was, I mean, you could even see the bolts, which oftentimes you just see the flash. You don't really see the actual bolt. You could see the bolt, and then you would have the flash simultaneously, the crack and the boom. It was so loud. It wakes you up because it was happening well after midnight. And the fact it was like a severe thunderstorm, like that kind of lightning in a snowstorm. And it's just hard to put the two together because your brain doesn't think lightning when it's snowing outside. But that lightning is just as dangerous as it would be if it were raining.
So, Chris, we have some video of that. I know our Charles Peak said last night he couldn't sleep last night either because the thunder snow was just so loud. So we've had quite a few instances of the thunder snow. We want to show you video of some of them right now. And there you can see it on your screen. Oh, big flashes. It just really
look at that.
Illuminates the whole sky. You can hear it.
And you can hear the booms. I mean, have you guys ever personally heard thunder snow like this before?
Not like that.
Not like that.
I've heard it before, but it was a much more subdued, muffled, in the distance kind of a thing, not anything that's sharp.
And what is so remarkable about it is that the snow really mutes most sound, so it's a huge contrast to the rest of the environment.
Yeah, and usually it muffles out enough of the sound you don't usually hear. Oftentimes you'll see the flash, but you don't always hear the thunder. But that was not the case last night.
Chris, I can't believe how much snow has accumulated on your shoulders. Just since you've been standing there in the live shot. I see you put a chair out
we mentioned
so we
a
can
snowboard.
see how it accumulates.
5:15, I put this here, and it's got about a half inch or more already.
Don't freak out, but you can get 50% off all menu price Domino's pizzas when you order online right now.
Right now?
Right now.
Right now? Right now? Right now.
50% off, honey, right now!
Now through the end of the week, get 50% off all menu price pizzas when you order online at Domino's.
Yo soy mago. Uso fantasma, solo dices boom. Desaparezco. Está muy fuerte como.
Hi, I'm Jason, and I've lost 202 pounds on Golo. I was 424 pounds, and my doctor was recommending weight loss surgery. To avoid the surgery, I had to make a change. So I decided to go with Golo, and it's changed my life.
If you're on Medicare, remember, the annual enrollment period is here. The time to choose your coverage begins October 15th and ends December 7th. So call United Healthcare and take advantage of a broad range of plans, including an AARP Medicare Advantage plan from United Healthcare. It can combine your hospital and doctor coverage with Part D prescription drug coverage and more, all in one simple plan for a low monthly premium, or in some areas, no plan premium at all. Take advantage of $0 copays on primary care visits, virtual visits, and lab tests. Plus, new for 2023, more dental coverage than ever before, with $0 copays on all covered services from network dentists. You'll also get free yearly eye exams with free frames and prescription lenses. Now's the time to look at United Healthcare's variety of plans and let us help find the one that works best for you. Ask about PPO plans too. They let you see any doctor who accepts Medicare without a referral and pay in-network costs, at home or traveling, when you see doctors in the United Healthcare Medicare National Network. Take advantage of $0 copays on hundreds of prescriptions, now with no deductibles on most of them. In fact, last year, our Medicare Advantage plan members saved an average of over $7,700. Enjoy a free gym membership too, with access to premium gyms nationwide. As always, you can count on United Healthcare to help you get the care you need when you need it. We can even help schedule appointments or find a specialist. Enrollment ends December 7th. Call United Healthcare or go online today. We make it easy to enroll too. Enjoy all the benefits of the only Medicare Advantage plans with the AARP name. Take advantage now.
It's nice to unwind after a long week of telling people how Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance so you only pay for what you need. Is it natural? Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Get up to $300 off accessories with the purchase of a Peloton bike, Bike Plus, or Tread.
Step into your power, Peloton.
It's Peloton's best offer of the season. Visit onepeloton.com. Terms apply.
Thank you, Nature Made, for seeing that life is a little chaotic and creating new targeted blends to help. So when our sleep, stress, and immune health are thrown off, new Nature Made Well blends can help us find balance.
I dip when the mood don't feel right. I change like the colors of a sunrise. Not scared of the dark, I'm a highlight. I do what I want to.
Limited edition fragrance, only by Glade. SC Johnson.
Well, this is Storm Center, and this is the live view of the back of a vehicle here. Storm tracker Charles Peak is in Buffalo on the roads, checking out the scene, and I've been watching his camera offline, and boy, oh boy, is it a snowy one here in Buffalo. You look around and you just look at the roads here. It looks like mountain roads heading up to a ski resort, but that's not the case. This is Buffalo, and the sidewalks have so much snow on them. I've been noticing people walking in the middle of the street to get around, and sometimes that's the only way you can do it. You kind of have to dodge cars as you're walking around. And again, this is somewhere in Buffalo as we are watching right now. A lot of snow still falling. Also, where Chris Bruin is, south of town. We'll get back to Chris in just a little bit. But as we're watching Buffalo and Watertown getting feet of snow, other areas we're keeping an eye on as well, including parts of Pennsylvania, where we have some squally weather, some snow squalls moving through. And still here, it is that dark blue through here where there is several inches of snow still to come here. And that's possible even while we're just talking with Chris, who's south of Buffalo. The snow that has come down in the past couple of days, some areas more than 2 feet of snow, more than 3 feet of snow in some spots as well, or even 4 feet of snow, as it were, plus Orchard Park with 54 inches of snow. So you're getting up there. And Hamburg, 37. So many areas in that 3 to getting close now to about 5 feet of snow in some spots. So again, another look at these snow squall warnings that are currently in effect, and please be careful on the roadways. It's not just in Buffalo and Watertown. A lot of the Northeast could see some conditions change just like that, Jackie.
Well, these lake effect snow challenges could stick around into early next week for parts of upstate New York. Our meteorologist Chris Bruin is in East Aurora, New York, just southeast of Buffalo. And, you know, this is a weekend where a lot of folks were planning on hitting the roads, Chris, and surface temperatures were above freezing when this whole thing began. And then the snow piles up on top of that, which can really compact the snow and create a layer of ice. That's a lot of what I'm hearing on the roadways. Are you seeing that on the sidewalks at all, or you just have pure snow where you are?
No, when you get down, if you can reach, Jackie, and get down to those surfaces on the bottom of these piles, it's pretty much compacted and it becomes ice. And so, yeah, it was that thaw melt cycle as it had just started, and then the surfaces cooled. That became pretty much, especially untreated surfaces, became more ice and compacted snow that acts like ice. And then you've got the fluffy powder snow. So what happens is when you drive and you get into these deep piles, your tires crunch down those piles, or at least where the tires go over. And if you end up turning the tires, let's say you're stuck and you start turning the tires, well, it creates almost like patches of ice that then your tires can't grab anything to get a hold of, and you get stuck. And that's where you get these spin outs, and you're trying to back and forth, and you're just stuck because the areas your tires are on is so compacted that it's essentially sheets of ice. Okay, I want to take a look at our storm tracker, Charles Peak. He is in Buffalo right now. Now, you can see the conditions in Buffalo. There's quite a bit of snow on the ground, and this was a big snow for Buffalo. Not a record snow. We're not done with the snow in Buffalo. In fact, the band will go back through Buffalo, but we've been right on the edge. So most areas around downtown were between 10 and 15 inches, depending upon what part of the city you're at, especially from downtown to Canal Side and then back towards South Buffalo. But notice the conditions. You're at least able to drive around in Buffalo. Here, you really can't get around without four-wheel drive. And even then, four-wheel drive doesn't guarantee you're not going to get stuck. So, Jackie, we have a minute, and I want to mention the snow because this is impressive. I was able to find a outdoor stool just hanging around here on the summer patio that at the end we're saying. So I stuck the stool down in the snow. So this acts as my snowboard, okay? We timed this out. We put it out at 5:15, so it's been a little over 17 minutes, so almost 18 minutes, and we are at an inch. So exactly an inch of snow. So an inch of snow, Jackie, in about 18 minutes. So you do the math. This is close to 3-inch per hour snowfall rates, if not more.
Wow, that chair could be close to half buried, maybe, by the end of Storm Center. It's a possibility. I can't wait to watch it.
I would not be surprised if it were up there, Jackie, by the end of the show.
All right, we'll see. You know, on any other day, we would look at the snowfall forecast and say, that's a lot.
All right, now.
What if my coverage isn't right? What if I accidentally hit a food truck? What if it gets covered in empanadas?
At State Farm, we're there for your what ifs.
Thanks.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Call or click to get a quote today.
Get up to $300 off accessories with the purchase of a Peloton bike, Bike Plus, or Tread.
Step into your power, Peloton.
It's Peloton's best offer of the season. Visit onepeloton.com. Terms apply.
This winter, meet the heroes of performance. Available at the Acura Season of Performance.
My dental health was not good. I had periodontal disease, and I just didn't feel well. But then I found Clear Choice.
Replacing Marcia's teeth with dental implants at Clear Choice was going to afford her that permanent solution.
Clear Choice dental implants gave me the ability to take on the world. I feel so much better, and I think that that is the key.
Did you grow up or spend time at Camp Lejeune as a child?
If you were a child on the base while your parents lived or worked there, call White Hart Legal now. The water at Camp Lejeune was contaminated for over 3 decades, and many families have experienced serious health issues. If this happened to your family, you may be entitled to a share of the billions of dollars made available by the Camp Lejeune Justice Act.
Call 1-800-225-9200. That's 1-800-225-9200.
Because your lives are forever entwined.
Darling, please be mine.
Love Entwined, exclusively at K.
It's so nice you guys could stop by.
Your floors are amazing. We really need new floors, but the kids and the dog.
These are waterproof and scratch resistant from LL Flooring.
But Gary's so tight with the budget.
It's actually a lot less than we thought.
This is nice.
It's time to love your floors. Lumber Liquidators is now LL Flooring, your expert from inspiration to installation. Right now, save up to 20% at our Black Friday sale.
If Damian Lillard accepted his spot at the end of the bench, he never would have been at the rec center before it opened. If he listened to those who overlooked him, he never would have heard his name called as a first-round pick. And if he let 6 all-star selections go to his head, he never would have had the heart to give back to the streets that shaped him. That's the fighting spirit. That's what makes a lion. Modelo, Root for those with a fighting spirit.
I dip when the mood don't feel right. I change like the colors of a sunrise. Not scared of the dark, I'm a highlight. I do what I want to.
Limited edition fragrance, only by Glade. SC Johnson.
Newest thing from Pizza Hut isn't pizza at all. It's cheesy, so crispy, loaded with toppings, and just $6.99. Enough for two, price for one. New Pizza Hut melts, just $6.99.
I be like, I'm Jimmy Dean, and that sunrise something. I honestly feel that way about Jimmy Dean sausage. Get yourself a large chunk of that good morning feeling. Oh, that smells good.
This is Storm Center, and this right now is a live look. Saranac Lake here in New York. Snow coming down, traffic moving along. Not a lot of traffic, but what few cars are on the road moving along all right. A lot of white to see here on the roadways and on the sidewalks. A lot of the Northeast right now seeing some snow, but it's a couple of bands of snow, including around Watertown, mainly south now. Around Watertown, south of town right now, some of the heavier snow, but still certainly you can see it is a snowy scene. We're going to check in with the mayor here in just a little bit to see how things have been in the surrounding area. And we are also watching still some of that heavier snow falling around Buffalo as well. So along with meteorologist Jackie Jarris, I'm meteorologist Chris Warren, and this is our radar. Here, this is the band that is just south of Watertown. This one's in Buffalo. You can see going right into the Tug Hill Plateau right there, seeing quite a bit of snow. And then from northeast Ohio through Pennsylvania and into western New York, a snowy scene coming off of Lake Erie here. But it's this bit right here where Chris Bruin is and where Storm Tracker Charles Peak have been driving around, providing these scenes right here, giving us an overall glimpse into this huge snow event that is still unfolding right now here in the Northeast. And in parts of West Virginia and Pennsylvania, snow squalls do remain a concern if you are on the roadways, because you look at this right now and there's not a ton of snow that's falling in Pennsylvania and West Virginia, but where it is falling, it can be coming down very fast, could have some gusty winds associated with this, and snow just pounding down on Interstate 80 very quickly can make things turn very, very slippery. Again, Interstate 90, here's that stretch, a lot of snow, but it's when you get up into this area right here with that onshore push, the lake effect snow band still cranking here, Jackie, in a big way.
Yeah, we're talking another foot, maybe 2 feet of snow, still possible for parts of upstate New York. We want to get some local perspective. So joining us live is the mayor of Watertown, New York, Jeff Smith. And for people at home who might not know where Watertown is, that's off of Lake Ontario as opposed to Erie, where Buffalo is, where they've had the really big numbers. But you guys have had about 2 feet of snow so far. How have conditions been throughout the day today?
Hi, Jackie. Well, thank you for having me. It's been a snowy day. It started about 8:30, 9 o'clock this morning. We've seen snowfall totals about 3 inches an hour, 2 to 3 inches an hour. Right now, we're in a little break. I think that the band's moved just south of Watertown, but we're expecting it to move back up. The plow crews have been out all day. The state DOT has been helping out with main arteries in the city. Our crews have been out on side streets, and a lot of cars off the road, stuck, very slippery. It's heavy, wet snow, so it's very packed, and people will have to just be cautious out there and go slow and be cautious when shoveling.
What have been your biggest challenges through the day today?
Well, one of the toughest challenges, there's been a lot of whiteouts with the lake effect snow. So it comes hard and it comes in bands. It might let up, but when you're getting about 3 inches an hour, the plow crews have to be very cautious, and there's cars that are off the road. It's just extremely slippery, so they have to be much more cautious. So the biggest challenge is probably trying to get around those cars, not hit those cars that are on the road, and again, making sure that people are really just staying at home, taking it easy, and letting the crews do their job.
Have they been able to keep up with the snow, and when do you expect that the roads might be clearer due to the aftermath of all of this? Do you think things will be back to normal by Monday already?
Oh, yeah. I mean, we're used to this. We get 110 inches of snow a year. The late, great Walter Cronkite dubbed Watertown, New York at the Blizzard of 77 as Snowtown, USA. So our DPW, our crews do a great job. And, they'll have the streets pretty clear by tomorrow. If we get more snow, they'll be on top of it. They'll be working all night. And by Sunday, once this clears out, they'll have pretty much all the streets clear. So we'll be good to go.
Are most businesses open? Can people go out for dinner tonight if they want?
Well, today the businesses are closed. The schools were closed, and a lot of businesses have closed down, which was smart. It's just not safe to be out there and travel, especially when you're getting 3 inches of snow an hour. With the whiteout conditions, the packed snow, people haven't had a chance to clear off their sidewalks. So that's just not safe to get out. And people really should take a family night, watch a good movie, watch the Weather Channel, and enjoy the evening, but just stay off the streets and the roads for the night. And again, most businesses are closed tonight. Tomorrow, there's some that are starting to close, but they generally will wait and see, and we'll know more in the morning if we get more snow overnight.
All right, Mayor, we've got about 30 seconds left. What is your personal favorite thing about a snowstorm like this?
Oh, we get a lot of them. I think one of the funnest things is when you listen to the new Fort Drum 10th Mountain Division soldiers coming to town that have never seen snow. They're from Georgia, and they're freaking out, and they can't even believe that things are still open and people are going. So I like the quote by the Ron Burgundy is, it's going to be sunny out there unless it snows.
All right. That's Watertown Mayor Jeff Smith. Thanks for joining us tonight on Storm Center. Enjoy that snow.
Get up to $300 off accessories with the purchase of a Peloton bike, Bike Plus, or Tread.
Step into your power, Peloton.
It's Peloton's best offer of the season. Visit onepeloton.com. Terms apply.
The new All-American Beefy Crunch at Jimmy John's. It's roast beef topped with American cheese, crispy onion strings, and Thousand Island. Is it bad to be obsessed with a sandwich? I'm asking for a friend. Grab one today at Jimmy John's for a limited time.
Life is expensive. So why is Omar snoozing like a baby? Because he made the smart choice to shop with IKEA. With new benefits for IKEA family members, including 5% off all eligible purchases in-store. Every visit, every day. IKEA.
You'll always remember buying your first car and buying your starter home, or whatever this is. But the things that last a lifetime, like happiness, love, and confidence, you can't buy those, but you can invest in them. We believe that your investments should work harder for the future you imagine. And that's where our strategic investing approach can help. T. Rowe Price. Invest with confidence.
Put an end to the dreaded dust cloud every time you empty your vacuum with the revolutionary Shark Wand-Vac self-empty system. It empties itself after every clean, trapping the mess for up to 100 times less dust in your home. The Shark Wand-Vac self-empty system.
Walgreens Find Rx coverage is here to make Medicare easy. Even easier than those dances your grandkids love doing with you. Start Medicare shopping today with Walgreens Find Rx coverage. Plus, find low-cost copays. When you need to talk Medicare, Walgreens is here. Walgreens.
Newest thing from Pizza Hut isn't pizza at all. It's cheesy, so crispy, loaded with toppings, and just $6.99. Enough for two, price for one. New Pizza Hut melts, just $6.99.
I be like, because your lives are forever entwined.
Darling, please be mine.
Love entwined, exclusively at K.
Hi, William Shatner here. It's the Medicare annual enrollment period, and this year it's simple. 1, before the deadline, call the number below. 2, check your zip code for a Medicare Advantage plan with prescriptions, dental care, and the benefit that adds money back to your Social Security check every month. 3, you'll find out what you're eligible for. AEP has a deadline. Call now.
I called to find a plan that covers more of my dental expenses.
I call every year to make sure my doctor is still in my plan.
I called to find a plan with lower copays.
I called to see if my zip code has a plan with a benefit that adds money back to my Social Security check.
I call every year to make sure my plan's copays didn't go up.
Millions of people have called the Medicare Coverage Helpline. You should too. AEP has a deadline, so don't delay. Call now.
Call 1-800-975-4570. That's 1-800-975-4570 now.
I'm Mike Corey. I travel the world to carve a path for those who aren't afraid to get a little bit dirty.
That is the craziest thing I have ever done in my life.
Let's go on an uncharted adventure.
A freeze warning is in effect. Currently in our area, 42 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Tonight, rain, snow showers early, low 32. Chance of precipitation, 50%. Saturday, abundant sunshine. High 41. Winds west-southwest at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Saturday night, a few clouds overnight. Low 32. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Welcome back into Storm Center. I'm meteorologist Chris Bruin. We're in East Aurora, New York, where the snow is relentless. We're already approaching 4 feet and counting here, and it's quite the sight. I mean, it really does feel like a snow globe of sense. And I met this interesting couple. They are from Wilmington, North Carolina. Can you guys come up here for a second? Just come up here. I know it's deep snow, if you don't mind getting a little bit snowy. You guys are from Wilmington. You are on your way to Niagara Falls.
Yes.
And you couldn't make it because of the storm. So you stopped here at this inn.
Yes, beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, what do you think?
I think this snow is epic. I've never seen anything like this. You know, we're from the beach, but 4 feet
And
plus.
you said you've never been north of Raleigh.
No.
You guys get snow occasionally.
A little bit.
Yeah, but not like this.
Yeah.
Not like this.
Like
I mean, this is better than Niagara Falls, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. So I was going to Niagara Falls. I was going to ask her if she would spend the rest of her life with me.
What? No way.
And I'm on one knee, and I'm going to ask her right now, will you spend the rest of your life with me,
Yes.
Tanya? You will?
Yeah.
All right, that is a yes.
That's a yes.
God.
Thank you.
Congratulations, guys.
Yes.
I mean, man, what a moment. And we got to all witness it.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's amazing. But, yeah, we're in a snowstorm, and we didn't make it to Niagara to do this, but
much better.
We've done it here, and this is much better, I think.
Much better. What are your words?
I don't know.
Speechless.
Yes.
Speechless.
Was you expecting that?
No.
So total surprise. All right, we love you guys too.
Thank you.
You guys take care. Enjoy your time.
Go fight this.
Okay. I mean, hey. What a way to kickstart the weekend, right? A little less than a week away from Thanksgiving. Niagara Falls is romantic, but a snowy evening kind of snowed in here in East Aurora. I think that tops Niagara Falls, really. Not necessarily how they planned it, but sometimes plans are always better than, sometimes they end up better than you plan them, right? I mean, guys, you guys are watching this. Chris Warren, Jackie.
Yeah.
Were you expecting a proposal tonight?
No, that was epic. That was awesome. How memorable is that, right? Moment they will never forget.
Seriously, a moment I will never forget, honestly.
All right, this is hour one, Chris. We expect more surprises out of you, buddy, the next couple hours.
Yeah, there's a lot. This is the only beginning. I mean, And really quickly, look at the chair now. I mean, I think we're over 2 inches and counting. So, I mean, look at it. And I have not done anything to this chair. So we are going to watch this pile up here throughout the evening.
Good stuff.
Really
It
good
is
stuff.
really adding up fast.
All right, so that's one of the awesome spots tonight, but now it's time to look at tomorrow's trouble spots tonight. And the thing is that some of the awesome spots tonight might not be so awesome tomorrow. As you're driving around, some of the slippery spots, say here, over here, also with some of the snow squalls that are coming through early in the day could have some icy conditions. But for the most part, otherwise it's just going to be a little bit of rain across parts of the south, I-10 south, say from here in Mississippi over to Louisiana up to Alexandria. Chance for some scattered showers that could be thunderstorms. And if that happens, that means it's going to be some very heavy rain. Could see some ponding on the roadways. And then on Sunday, rounding out the weekend here, Jackie, once again, more snow hanging out across parts of the Northeast.
So what happens after that? A lot of folks planning on traveling this weekend or perhaps sometime next week. Of course, we've got the big holiday upon us coming up on Thursday. And this is a look at the forecast rain and snowfall over the next week. So notice the northern tier may see some snow. More lake effects are going to be expected. And the best chance for rain is going to be across the southern tier and into parts of the east. Now, it's not going to be each and every day, but as a storm system is expected to develop by Thanksgiving Day, the models are not agreeing on the placement of that area of low pressure or the speed of it. So this gives you an idea what may be coming forward with that and the freezing temperatures that are already entrenched in place. So a good portion of us are going to be having some snow. This low is moving in from the Pacific Northwest, but it's going to start to see that return flow of moisture coming in from the Gulf of Mexico. So we will get some rain that will be breaking out, and that's going to move into next weekend. So think the weekend after Thanksgiving. All right, a live look at Buffalo right now from our storm tracker, Charles Peak. Stay off the road, folks, if you can tonight. Look at that, 100% snow covered.
At Honda, we know you have to drive through the mud if you want to reach the rainbow. Brave the desert before you find the oasis. Conquer the mountain to see how far your dreams can take you. The all-new CR-V and CR-V Hybrid, part of the Honda line of rugged vehicles.
Did you know Google makes a phone? Sure, it's beautiful, but it does things other phones can't do, which is how it helps take annoying items out of pictures. Introducing our newest Google Pixel phones. Get Google Pixel 7 Pro for free, plus get Pixel Watch, Pixel Buds, and more.
Put an end to the dreaded dust cloud every time you empty your vacuum with the revolutionary Shark Wand-Vac self-empty system. It empties itself after every clean, trapping the mess for up to 100 times less dust in your home. The Shark Wand-Vac self-empty system.
Michael's Black Friday sale is going on now. Get 70% off frames, ribbon, and more. Up to 60% off trees, decor, and ornaments. Plus, epic deals on thousands of items in-store and online. Hurry! Sale ends November 27th.
Extra hard studying calls for something extra. So you serve up new DiGiorno fully stuffed crust pizza. Because pizza with an extra layer of cheese stuffed edge to edge throughout the entire crust always hits the spot. It's not delivery, it's DiGiorno.
My nana used to say there's the right way and then there's the Lopez way. And she would take off her chancla and throw it at you and hit you.
You come here, you do stuff for me, we laugh, and you go home. I love that last part.
Hi, Mama.
You wanted to make things awkward.
If I wanted to make things awkward, I'd show your late-night text asking, you up?
I was up.
Lopez versus Lopez, Friday. Part of the Friday Comedy Hour on NBC.
I dip when the mood don't feel right. I change like the colors of a sunrise. Not scared of the dark, I'm a highlight. I do what I want to.
Limited edition fragrance, only by Glade. SC Johnson.
It's Walmart's Black Friday Deals for Days. Every Monday, huge deals will go live. Join Walmart Plus and you can shop online 7 hours early. So the only question is it Monday yet? That's Walmart's Black Friday Deals for Days.
Take a walk on the wild side.
That's right!
She told me to. One of these days, these boots are gonna walk all over you. Walk this way, like this. Come on.
This holiday, make no mistake, everything here is Philadelphia cheesecake. Cheesecake is everything. Bake your own.
The unknown is not empty. It's a storm that crashes and consumes, replacing thought with worry. But one thing can calm uncertainty: an answer. Uncovered through exploration, teamwork, and innovation. An answer that leads to even more answers. Mayo Clinic. You know where to go.
You're watching Storm Center here on your Friday evening. Thanks for joining us. Of course, all eyes across western New York, not just off of Lakes Erie, but Lake Ontario as well, with the lake effect snow really cranking up still as we head into the overnight hours. I'm in East Aurora, New York. We'll take a look at how much snow we've seen and how much more we could pick up before the end of the weekend.
It's a team effort here in Orchard Park, New York, as they're digging out of over 35 inches of snow here. Got the snow blower, but it's too tall, so she has to knock it down first.
Epic snow you got to knock down and blow out of the way in parts of the Great Lakes. Areas picking up feet of snow, as you can see right here, and it's far from over. This is Storm Center. I'm meteorologist Chris Warren.
And I'm meteorologist Jackie Jarris. More than 9 million people under winter alerts on this Friday. That heavy lake effect snow still coming down tonight, and it's already measuring in feet from upstate New York to Pennsylvania to Ohio, even Michigan getting in on all of that snowfall. And the amounts of snow have been, as we just heard a few moments ago, epic. It is piling up. Let's take a look at some of the scenes tonight across the Great Lakes, from Watertown to Erie, Pennsylvania. Places have been picking up 4 to 5 feet of snow already, and more is on the way that will still likely be measured, at least in the double-digit snowfall range. Meteorologist Chris Warren is on the radar right now, tracking that heavy snow band around Buffalo and other parts of the Great Lakes. Chris?
And Jackie, it has been snowing for hours and hours. In fact, at least a full day in some areas. I want to show you that right now. This is the last 24 hours. I'm just going to highlight an area. To put a circle right here. There's a little bit of a wave that kind of happens initially, and then you can see inside that circle, it has been going almost, look at this quick little whip almost, boom. And then once it locks in, it just hangs out almost the entire time. And guess what? This is where it is still snowing right now, and that's close to where meteorologist Chris Bruin is, and storm tracker Charles Peak has been driving around up here to the north as well, and that's what you're looking at here. So here's Buffalo. Buffalo itself out of the snow at the moment. We were looking at a camera earlier at that wall of snow that we were seeing just offshore. From just onshore looking offshore, but still quite a bit of heavy snow falling right now, coming down at a very impressive snowfall rates. We're going to get to Chris Bruin in just a second and take a look at that. Still some heavy snow heading into parts of the Tug Hill Plateau there, and still some snow. It looks like we get another burst here, I think, in Watertown in a little bit. We've got a camera there we'll check in with in just a bit, but also these right here, these purple outlined areas are snow squall warnings. So we need to make sure that you're paying attention to what's going on. If you get an alert on your phone and you're on the road, it might be, a good idea to pull over, get to that next exit, and try to figure out if that snow squall is ahead of you, because it can turn the roads very slick very quickly. And quite a bit of snow right now, at least in coverage across Michigan, northern Indiana, and parts of Illinois. But here, including now Scranton, we did see some snow come through, and there is a snow squall warning still in effect. You've got another batch of snow coming behind that. So the snow's not lasting very long, but it's coming in a pretty big burst Similar story here in West Virginia. That holds together to be heading toward Elkins. And again, here's a look at the snow, mainly light to somewhat moderate, maybe a little bit heavier north of Kalamazoo here in Michigan. And this area has seen quite a bit of snow over the past couple of days here. But again, the overall system bringing some widely scattered snow showers, but where it has been and remains focused, boy, it is still coming down. And this is right in the area here in East Aurora, New York, where we find meteorologist Chris Bruin, who has been watching what, Chris, I think the only way you can say it is it's mind-bending. It is amazing. It's hard to imagine this much snow this quickly.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen some big snows, but this is certainly, I think, going to be the biggest snow personally that I have ever seen. And a good way to describe it, I saw NWS Indianapolis. You know, a lot of the National Weather Service offices across the country are kind of jealous of the snow, or maybe just not so much envious, depending upon where they are, of how much snow we have picked up in really a 24-hour period. NWS Indianapolis actually says over the last 3 years, they picked up 51 inches combined, all 3 years combined. Here we go, south of Buffalo, we did that in less than a day. So if that doesn't say anything, it shows you just the unique geography of Buffalo. Some people will be like, well, why would they ever settle a city here on the northeast side of Lake Erie, knowing that we can get these kinds of snow events? And you know, some people, they go through one and they are out of here. They move to Florida or somewhere warm. Other folks who live here, they love it, and it's almost like something that they brag about. This is, you know, it's got to be 4 feet before it starts to be a big deal. I walk home from school in this kind of a snow. That's what they remember growing up when they would go through some of these events. And you know, this one I don't think is going to be a record breaker, but it will certainly be up there in some of the top 5 or 10 largest snow events. I mean, there's a chance it could overachieve, but I mean, it's achieved for sure, and we're not done. So I want to show you just what we're looking at here. We're in East Aurora, about 20 miles to the southeast of downtown Buffalo, okay? On a typical day where it's clear, you can get here in about 20 minutes. On a day like today, it's going to take you hours, okay? So travel, obviously, not advised. Many roads are just closed. I'm amazed we made it through this whole event so far without any major pileups. There's been a lot of slide-offs, a lot of wrecks, and just minor collisions and, you know, cars and ditches, but we haven't had those large-scale pileups, and a lot of that is because of the state proactively, you know, banning commercial travel, putting up travel bans during the worst of the snow, and just keeping people off the roads, and then obviously closing snow. But okay, so this is a sidewalk here, and I can kind of show you. This is it was plowed, but now it's just deep in snow. You got the weight of the trees off in the distance. This is a fence, some sort of barricade. I don't know where it is. I feel it right there. And then this is, I think, grass. Now, we weren't here when there was no snow on the ground, so I don't know what the actual property looks like, but this, I would feel, is just grass. So I'm going to kind of step in it just to show you. I mean, if you were hiking in the woods anywhere in East Aurora or any of the South towns, this is what you're going to be hiking through. I mean, look how slow. You're not making much progress. I mean, you're trudging through deep. This is 3.5, almost 4 feet snow. And this is not drifts. It's actual, just the snowfall totals are just so high. Everything's kind of rising all together at the same time. And that's what I think is so fascinating. I'm not sure where the snow stick went. Did I put it up there? Oh, there we go. Look at that. Throwed it to me. We call this the Bruin snow meter. And it folds, which is nice because you can actually bring it home on the plane with you. And we've been measuring. This is what they would do on the official snow total. Every hour, or I don't know if it's every hour or 3 hours, they'll have a blank slate, okay? So we found this outdoor bar stool that was hanging out outside on the patio, and I just sunk it in because it's that deep, right? And it has a flat base, so it's a good indication of how much snow is falling. So I'll put this in, and maybe you guys can see that. We are over 2 inches, we're slightly over 2 inches not far from 3, and it hasn't even been an hour. So we're between 2 to 3 inch snowfall rates per hour right now. So that's what you're looking at. And it's been like this all day. So you do the math, if we're up for another almost 2 hours, we could see, a half foot of snow on this bar seat before the evening is up. So that's how quickly the snow is piling up. And a 6-inch snowstorm for most cities is a big deal. Here in Buffalo, or in the South Town, 6 inches is nothing. I mean, six inches in retrospect compared to what you see out here is just, hey guys, how are y'all doing? You got a lot of residents just kind of walking out, hanging out. I mean, there's smiles on everybody's faces. Dogs are loving it. I mean, you literally could lose your kids in some of these things if you're not paying close attention. They try and walk and they just flop in. These are the kind of snow you can jump in, and you got to be careful because you don't know what's under there. There could be, I think of some of those fences that have the sharp poles, and you just got to be careful when you're doing those things. But I mean, it's just exciting to see these things. So Chris, Jackie, I mean, so much to talk about from this event. I mean, even looking at it from a meteorological standpoint, we were looking at the radar, and the fact we had so much lightning shows you just how the instability that we had. And we even had almost, not officially, but there was even rotation in some of these squalls as they were coming in off the lake and into the south side of Buffalo.
It's exhausting just watching you walk through the snow, Chris. It's definitely challenging. In fact, I've had some viewers mention that that's one of the things that they remember about snow that deep. I mean, you couldn't even make a snow angel on that, could you? I don't think so.
No, I would sink. You wouldn't see me. A lot of people aren't able. There's so much snow, you actually really can't go sledding either because you just sink in. A lot of people are just taking. What they do is they pull the sled on the street where it's been compacted and very slick, and that's how they're getting around. They'll pull the kids in the sled down the street rather than down a hill.
Chris, I imagine those streets are getting narrower and narrower as they go by and plow, and just you're losing more of the street, aren't you?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the street is just on the other side. It's night, so you guys probably won't see much of it. And the plows came through. There's easily about 6 inches on the street now. And trying to drive through that without four-wheel drive, you're going to be, getting stuck easily. And that's the problem. And even though some of the city streets and certainly highways have been plowed many times, they're still not able to keep up with it. But trying to get down residential streets, I mean, that's where and a lot of times when the plow comes through, they'll block in some of these side streets. They'll also block in parking lots, and cars will try then to make a turn, and that's when they get into trouble because those are where you have those deeper piles and that parts that either haven't been plowed or they've been the buildup from the plows themselves, and then the car loses traction, or sometimes there's so much snow, it'll actually lift the car off the ground, and then your tires have nothing to grab a hold of because it's just so much snow. You run into these deeper banks, and it can get you in a pickle pretty quick.
All right, well, who's been out on the roads is our Charles Peak. So, Chris, we're going to check back in with you in just a little bit, but we want to find the latest of what's happening in Blasdale right now. I believe that was outside of Orchard Park, the second highest snowfall total we've seen so far.
I thought it was the North Pole here, looking at his camera offline here. But Charles is driving around, and I've been watching him now for more than an hour, and just the way conditions have changed, both either by the weather moving in or Charles moving around.
Yeah, Charles, I think we've got you on the phone here. Charles, it looks like near Whiteout.
Yeah, Jackie, I do think while I'm looking, I'm going to see if I can find Santa Claus around here somewhere, but it sure looks like the North Pole more than it does New York at the moment.
How long has it been like this?
Well, I was moving down from the Buffalo area, but pretty quickly when you get just south of Buffalo, you've got areas that have already received over 30 inches of snow. And some of the roads they've been able to get out and clear, but then the problem I've been running into on the roads, many of them are already shut down. The major roads are shut down, so you have to take secondary roads. And you've got big dump trucks with big front-end loaders getting the snow, because you can't just pile it up. You got to take it somewhere. And so they're literally, in one case, there was probably 30 big dump trucks lined up on the highway or on the road with dump trucks, or the front-end loaders filling them up, and it would back everybody up for a period of time. And so, needless to say, that's what's got to get done. They've got to do their job and get the snow. And then you move a little further south here, and not only do they need to get the snow that's already fallen out of here, we've got more snow falling, as you can see.
Charles, just saw somebody walk by, and I noticed that on some of your shots earlier. Have you seen a lot of people just walking down the middle of the road tonight?
Right. There's virtually no way you can walk on the side. You're looking at, 3 to 4 feet of snow, maybe more in some places. So the roads are the only way if they're going to get out and get around, they're going to have to walk. And you've got, car after car after car and vehicle stuck that are trying to get around. And so that's making it difficult. It backs up traffic. And so, it looks like right in front of me as I'm coming up here shortly, there's a car sideways in front of me and another one with their hazards on. And so it's just what we're dealing with out here in these conditions.
This looks very scary. This is actually a really great visual for folks at home to help encourage them to stay put and not get out on those roads. I can't imagine what it would be like trying to navigate through this. You can't see the lanes, Charles. You can't see really the side of the road even, can you?
No, fortunately in these situations on these roads, they have been plowed, so it's pretty obvious where it is because you've got the big snow banks on the other side. I'm going about 5 miles an hour, and so it's slow to get anywhere.
All right, Charles, stay safe. We will check back in with you a little bit. Also check back in with our Chris Bruin.
Yo soy mago. Como tú te puso fantasma, solo dices boo. Desaparezco. Está muy fuerte como.
Because your lives are forever entwined.
Darling, please be mine.
Love entwined. Exclusively at K.
What are you? Oh. Those are our new hardwood floors from LL Flooring.
Oh, these must have cost a fortune.
Nope, it was actually less than we expected.
They have old floors at home. Oh, Steve, you gotta get down here.
And bring the chips.
It's time to love your floors. Lumber Liquidators is now LL Flooring, your expert from inspiration to installation. Right now, save up to 20% at our Black Friday sale.
Newest thing from Pizza Hut isn't pizza at all. It's cheesy, so crispy, loaded with toppings, and just $6.99. Enough for two, price for one. New Pizza Hut melts, just $6.99.
I be like,
to us, using plant-based ingredients isn't new. It's who we are. We've always made home and body care products inspired by delightful garden scents. They work hard, too. Feels pretty good to be a trendsetter. Mrs. Myers, rooted in goodness.
If Mark, Mr. Cartoon Machado, didn't have the fighting spirit to draw out his passion, he never would have turned chrome into a canvas. If he let a lack of tools stop him, he never would have started tattooing using a homemade machine. And if he listened to those who said you need an art degree, he never would have perfected the street look that made him a street legend. That's the fighting spirit. That's what makes a lion. Modelo, root for those with a fighting spirit.
I'd like to thank our sponsor, Liberty Mutual. They customize your car insurance so you only pay for what you need. Contestants ready? Go! No. Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
You'll always remember buying your first car and buying your starter home, or whatever this is. But the things that last a lifetime, like happiness, love, and confidence, you can't buy those, but you can invest in them. We believe that your investments should work harder for the future you imagine.
And that's where our strategic investing approach can help. T. Rowe Price. Invest with confidence.
First thing that morning, I woke up and saw that things were not good.
And I thought, well, this is where I'm going to die.
Hi, William Shatner here. It's the Medicare annual enrollment period, and this year, it's simple. 1, before the deadline, call the number below. 2, check your zip code for a Medicare Advantage plan with prescriptions, dental care, and the benefit that adds money back to your Social Security check every month. 3, you'll find out what you're eligible for. AEP has a deadline. Call now.
I called to find a plan that covers more of my dental expenses.
I call every year to make sure my doctor is still in my plan.
I called to find a plan with lower copays.
I called to see if my zip code has a plan with the benefit that adds money back to my Social Security check.
I call every year to make sure my plan's copays didn't go up.
Millions of people have called the Medicare Coverage Helpline. You should too. AEP has a deadline, so don't delay. Call now.
Call 1-800-975-4570. That's 1-800-975-4570 now.
A freeze warning is in effect. Currently in our area, 42 degrees under fair skies. Tonight, snow showers early, low 32. Chance of snow 30%. Saturday, mainly sunny, high 41. Winds west-southwest at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Saturday night, mainly clear early, then a few clouds later on, low 32. Here's our 7-day outlook. It's a pivotal moment for our planet. COP27, the United Nations Climate Change Conference. Climate negotiations are on, and the stakes have never been higher. Watch the Weather Channel for COP27 updates throughout the day, or dive even deeper on the Pattern Channel with comprehensive coverage and a daily recap at 8 Eastern. COP27, get complete coverage starting now on the Weather Channel and Pattern.
This is Storm Center, and this is a look at the conditions south of Buffalo. Blasdale, New York right now. Storm Tracker Charles Peak out there on what appears to be a road. Hard to say for sure, other than the fact that Charles told us it was. Can see some tire tracks in the snow. Somewhat compact snow. Not completely, though. This can be very, very tough getting around. Charles is out there, so you don't have to be. And so hopefully you can see this and realize not a good place to be. Charles is extremely experienced, and as soon as he doesn't feel safe, he'll get out of the way or he'll go somewhere else. But he's out there showing you just how bad it is. Not a time to be on the road when it looks like this. Some very heavy snow still falling right now south of Buffalo, as it has been for hours and hours. This is also, as we see, pretty close to downtown Buffalo. It had been snowing in Buffalo, but the band just kind of settled in here. There's Westfield, Dunkirk, Charlotte, Concord, Wales, and of course, all throughout here, we've been seeing some of these impressive snowfall totals. Orchard Park, where the Buffalo Bills usually play, has been getting feet of snow as well. That game will be played in Detroit on Sunday. I had to move that. Again, too much snow. A lot of logistics disrupted by this just leading up to the game. So again, that has moved. But also, let's look at how many counties you're looking at, how far inland some of this heavy snow goes, and some of the scattered showers still around Syracuse up to the Tug Hill Plateau. More snow moving into Watertown as well at the moment. Big picture showing Western Michigan, the southwest part of the state here, still getting more of that consistent snow here. This a little bit more manageable. Plows likely able to keep up with that a little bit better. These purple outlined areas, however, are snow squall warnings. And when you see those, that means a lot of snow can be falling out of the sky in a in a big hurry, I should say, and cause some very dangerous conditions on the roadway. So always something to think about, Jackie.
All right, we want to get back with our Charles Peak, who joins us on the phone right now. He's in Blasdale, New York, and this is where we've been watching the epic snow come down. At least 4 feet of snow has fallen here. And Charles, it looks like a bit of traffic chaos right now where you are. What's happening?
Yeah, there's just went around a vehicle. It slid out or something, was stuck. Another van, I got out to try to help him, but a rear-wheel drive panel van. Any kind of snow is not a good kind of vehicle to be out here. You know, I've got 4-wheel drive with good snow tires on here with lots of traction, and it's still difficult to get around. You just go really slow. These side roads here. This is one of the bigger roads here in Orchard Park now where I'm at, but you can tell it almost feels like as Chris said earlier, I'm in the back roads of Colorado trying to get to a ski lift.
Yeah, it's tough to identify anything here at all other than those vehicles. So a lot of the vehicles that we're seeing with lights on the side of the road, there are people in them, and that's one of the reasons why folks need to stay off the roads, because it's going to be very difficult to help people, and it's certainly cold out there with temperatures in the upper 20s to lower 30s. Charles, it looks like the wind maybe has picked up a little bit. We can kind of see the snow going a little horizontal. Do you know what the wind has been like here today?
It has picked up. For the most part, it hadn't been too bad unless you were right on the lake. On the lake, it was a little more, but inland, it wasn't too bad today. It does seem to have picked up just a little, but it can be a little deceiving because the vehicle is also moving, so it's going to give the illusion of movement of the snow. Yeah, it's a situation, and a lot of these are smaller cars that, again, are just not the kind of cars you would have the clearance to get here, and that's part of the problem, because there's parts of this that you'll have to go through a foot and a half, and sometimes 2 foot of snow, and those small cars are just, they high center when that happens, and so it's just, in any situation, like we've been saying, it's better to be off and let me drive around here and show you what it's like and why you shouldn't be out here. And but this is a nice, I think Chris Bruin said earlier, get you some hot chocolate by the fireplace.
Yes, that's the way to enjoy snow for sure, unless you're out playing in it, not being out on the roads. Stay safe. Charles Peak there in Blasdale, New York. We'll continue to track the lake effect snows here.
During Walmart's Black Friday Deals for Days, every Monday is a huge deal. Get a $25 Disney Princess doll with kids' dress and accessories, plus other hot deals. Join Walmart Plus and you can shop online 7 hours early. Head to Walmart's Black Friday Deals for Days.
Ah, humbug.
Happy holidays, Mr. Scrooge.
I can barely get reception outside the old town center.
You need a better network. 'Tis the season to switch to Verizon.
Tis?
Tis. You get a free 5G phone when you do.
Free phone?
Plus, Verizon gives you another great gift. A tablet, a smartwatch, earbuds.
Well, the more gifts, the merrier. For me.
Oh, Scrooge.
This season, only Verizon gives you a free 5G phone and another gift, like a tablet, smartwatch, and earbuds, all on us.
Wow.
Switch now to the network America relies on.
It's nice to unwind after a long week of telling people how Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance so you only pay for what you need. Is it natural? Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
My name is Dr. Joseph Purita. Before I would ever give a product to a patient, I tried it on myself. So I started taking Super Beets and I said, wow, Super Beets is doing a whole bunch of things at once. It helps dilate blood vessels. It helps increase my circulation. It's having a beneficial effect on my heart and my energy. It makes me healthier.
Inspired by the Nobel Prize-winning discovery of nitric oxide for its important role in regulating cardiovascular health, Super Beets superfoods make doing more to support your nitric oxide production simple. superfoods like our Super Beets crystals, or our heart chews with clinically studied grapeseed extract to help promote normal blood pressure nearly 2 times more effectively than a healthy lifestyle alone.
My mom always used to say, eat your beets, it's good for you. Boy, was she right.
See why we've earned over 58,000 5-star ratings and reviews. Visit trysuperbeets.com and find out how you can get a 30-day supply absolutely free. Plus, free shipping with your first order. This offer is not in stores, so act now.
I'm Jimmy Dean, and that sunrise something. I honestly feel that way about Jimmy Dean sausage. Get yourself a large chunk of that good morning feeling.
Oh, that smells good.
Walgreens Find Rx coverage is here to make Medicare easy. Even easier than those dances your grandkids love doing with you. Start Medicare shopping today with Walgreens Find Rx coverage. Plus, find low-cost copays. When you need to talk Medicare, Walgreens is here. Walgreens.
This winter, meet the heroes of performance. Available at the Acura season of performance.
Science proves your best sleep is vital to your mental, emotional, and physical health. And we know 80% of couples sleep too hot or too cold. Introducing the new Sleep Number Climate 360 Smart Bed. The only smart bed in the world that actively cools, warms, and effortlessly responds to both of you. Our smart sleepers get 28 minutes more restful sleep per night. Proven quality sleep, only from Sleep Number.
Put an end to the dreaded dust cloud every time you empty your vacuum with the revolutionary Shark Wand-Vac self-empty system. It empties itself after every clean, trapping the mess for up to 100 times less dust in your home. The Shark Wand-Vac self-empty system.
This is Storm Center, and this is a live look here from Storm Tracker Charles Peak as he has been driving around. We'll get an update from him in just a moment. He is cruising around some of the towns south of Buffalo in the snow here at the moment, and the snow's been piling up to the point where it's hard to tell what's on the side of the road. Is it a hill or is there a car under there? We see a couple vehicles in front of us, but the word is to stay off the roads. Do not drive into this because you can find yourself stuck in a snowbank or stuck and then eventually become a snowbank. So still an ongoing threat here with this very heavy snow south of Watertown, south of Buffalo right now, and ongoing snow across Wisconsin, parts of northern Illinois, northern Indiana, parts of Ohio, Pennsylvania, but it's here. The main event has been virtually nonstop for many of these areas. The central and southern part of Erie County there, south of Buffalo, have been absolutely getting clobbered. And then also you can see south of Rochester, plenty of snow. That's really what you see the past couple of days. A couple of bullseyes right there. That's in the 2 feet plus. You're getting up over 4, getting close to even 5 feet in some locations. Similar story east of Watertown as well. You get up in some of the higher elevations, get a little extra oomph, a little extra kick, a little extra lift, which means a little extra snow. There you go. There's that 59 inches in Orchard Park. So we're getting up there close to 5 feet there, very close. And again, many areas seeing 3 feet of snow. And it's not the amount of snow, it's how fast the snow falls with these snow squall warnings that we're currently seeing here across parts of Pennsylvania. And this one right here does include Pottsville. And again, some persistent snowfall here from Grand Rapids down to Kalamazoo over to South Bend, and generally just now some snow flurries from Rockford to Chicago, Waukegan up to Milwaukee. Jackie.
All right, we are looking at those heavy lake effect snow bands that are going to continue here across parts of upstate New York. We're taking a look at our Charles Peaks updated location. He's now made it into Orchard Park, New York, and you can see some vehicles there, Chris, that are, really challenging. They're getting the shovels out there, trying to help them out. Of course, Orchard Park is the home of the Buffalo Bills, where for obvious reasons, they changed the game for Sunday, and we're looking at a vehicle that got stuck.
And it looks like a four-wheel drive vehicle. See the front wheels and the rear wheels are both spinning?
They're all going.
All-wheel drive here?
It's tough. You got to be careful. Golly.
And there's Charles Peak coming out here in just a second to help out.
That's our Charles for us, right?
I'm looking at the feed just a couple seconds ahead of time here. I think.
So I'm wondering if in this situation, if this is the depth of the snow or it's the ice. It's probably the compact snow underneath and icy conditions there, right?
And what's frustrating sometimes is just your sheer presence. Sometimes the wheels themselves can compact the ice. Right, so maybe it wasn't even that bad, and then all of a sudden you get stuck, you do a little slipping, and then you're really stuck.
And you're in trouble. You got to do a little rocking. Looks like they need one more person.
I think they'll get it.
Oh, there they go. There they go.
There you go.
They just needed Charles.
But you can't bank on Charles being around the corner every time you head out, right?
True fact. That's why you need to have that safety kit. You need to have a shovel in the back of your vehicle. Kitty litter, actually, is kind of a good thing. It puts a little extra weight in your vehicle, but also it helps you get some traction or some grip. Another one of my favorite little tips, too, is you could take like a cardboard box, right, that's folded up or whatever, right? And you can put that underneath so you have a little traction or something to drive on that's other than the snow to help get you out.
But ideally, you don't have to worry about any of that because you're not on the roads. Of course,
you're home.
Oftentimes it's easier said than done, right? It's easy for us to say that here, but we're seeing what happens if you get out in the roads in this kind of weather.
All right, so let's talk a little bit more about the snow that's yet to come, because while we have seen, nearly 5 feet, 1 inch shy of 5 feet, so that's like up to my chin of snow, we could still see another foot or more in a few locations. There you can see the trajectory of the winds and really can see the flow of where some of these bands have gone up. But there's another little disturbance that's going to be working its way through here this weekend. So notice that we're going to see a little wavering. So that band's going to pull up to the north during the day, get up towards Niagara Falls, and then work its way back south Saturday night and into Sunday. Cleveland under a winter storm watch now. You guys could get maybe 6 inches of snow on the east side of town. That's going to be one of the areas that we're watching. A single day of snow up to 2 feet is a problem, and we've already seen double that in spots.
Did you know Google makes a phone? Do you know about its camera? Like the way it fixes blurry photos, magically erases annoying distractions, and even fixes photos taken with your old phone. Now that you know all that, did you know switching has never been easier? Start fixing with Pixel, the only phone engineered by Google. Get Google Pixel 7 Pro for free, plus get Pixel Watch, Pixel Buds, and more.
Put an end to the dreaded dust cloud every time you empty your vacuum with the revolutionary Shark Wand-Vac self-empty system. It empties itself after every clean, trapping the mess for up to 100 times less dust in your home. The Shark Wand-Vac self-empty system.
Take a walk on the wild side.
That's right. She told me to. One of these days, these boots are gonna walk all over you. Walk the same. Not come on,
Are you okay?
Oh, it's just a cold. If you have high blood pressure, a cold is not just a cold. Coricidin is the #1 doctor-recommended cold and flu brand, specially designed for people with high blood pressure. Be there for life's best moments. Trust Coricidin.
At Honda, we know you have to drive through the mud if you want to reach the rainbow. Brave the desert before you find the oasis. Conquer the mountain to see how far your dreams can take you. The all-new CR-V and CR-V Hybrid, part of the Honda line of rugged vehicles.
An alarm that can't be snoozed? Windows without a view? Welcome to the pack. Here, pet hair, drool, and imperfections are no big deal. Why? Because we're pet parents. And starting the moment we meet them, We no longer see messes, but love. With products designed for every stage of pet parenthood, Bissell helps you live in the moment, not the mess. Shop them all at Bissell.com.
'Twas a wintry day, and at IHOP quite soon, hot cinnamon apples would be coaxed with a spoon on the fluffiest French toast with red currants on top. We wish you a happy holiday, only at IHOP. New Ginger Snap Apple French Toast, part of our new holiday menu. Try all 3 flavors.
Because your lives are forever entwined.
Darling, please be mine.
Love entwined. Exclusively at K.
Life is expensive. So why is Omar snoozing like a baby? Because he made the smart choice to shop with IKEA. With new benefits for IKEA family members, including 5% off all eligible purchases in store. Every visit, every day. IKEA.
Michael's Black Friday sale is going on now. Get 70% off frames, ribbon, and more. Up to 60% off trees, decor, and ornaments. Plus, epic deals on thousands of items in store and online. Hurry! Sale ends November 27th.
Our roof got damaged during Hurricane Ida last August. We answered some questions on Angie. Next thing we knew, we were put in contact with our Angie Pro. And then that weekend, they came out and we had a brand new roof.
Get started at Angie.com today.
To us, using plant-based ingredients isn't new. It's who we are. We've always made home and body care products inspired by delightful garden scents. They work hard, too. Feels pretty good to be a trendsetter. Mrs. Myers, rooted in goodness.
Newest thing from Pizza Hut isn't pizza at all. It's cheesy, so crispy, loaded with toppings, and just $6.99. Enough for 2, price for 1. New Pizza Hut melts, just $6.99.
I be like, shit.
This is Storm Center. It's going to be a long time before all this melts here. And what we're seeing is the snow that is still in progress after, in some cases and in some places, more than a day. Orchard Park, New York. This is the live view coming from Charles Peak right now. Of course, Orchard Park may sound familiar, home of the Buffalo Bills that will be playing away from home for their home game in Detroit this weekend. So playing Cleveland too, so they're going to have to go over here. Meanwhile, Cleveland's just going to have to go boop, right over to Detroit. They actually have a shorter drive here. But what we're seeing right now is this is no place to be driving on the roadways between Erie and Buffalo. You can see that big stretch right there with a lot of snow that is still falling right now. As we look at the length of this whole band here, you're looking at almost 300 miles of snow. And one of the most important parts about this stretch is this bit right here, the time spent over water. A lot of instability here. There's a lot of moisture that is gathered up. And as that happens, you get that warm air and the air's coming in, converging, and you're getting an extra kick of thunderstorms as well right along that stretch. So we're getting an extra boost of snowfall in a lot of these areas. And you can see still a ton of Erie County really in some of the moderate to even heavy snowfall right now, Jackie. So still, it's been a long day and likely for many could be a very long night too.
Absolutely. Now, a state of emergency includes 11 New York counties, including Erie County. And joining us now is County Executive Mark Poloncarz to talk about the situation in and around Buffalo and the South Towns, where we've had nearly 5 feet of snow that has come down. So can you tell us, first of all, what have been the biggest issues you've been facing here through the day today?
Well, good evening, Jackie. We're certainly having difficulty cleaning up the storm, which is still ongoing. The areas that have been hardest hit are receiving still approximately 3 inches of snow or greater per hour. We are really reaching a point where 5 feet of snow has fallen in basically 24 hours in parts of Erie County. Of course, we're having major problems with trucks as well as cars that are stuck on the road, some of them stranded where the owner just left it alone. So we have to go in there and try to tow them out of the way before we can actually get our plows. Because of the size of the height of the snow, we can't even push a lot of this snow anymore. We got to get in with high lifts. We've been able to keep most of the main arterial roads in the worst hit parts of the county open, but it's a real tough fight to do it. And we're very worried about the next 12 hours, which is still supposed to bring potentially another foot to this area.
Yeah, it's going to be a long, cold night ahead, and we certainly don't want people to be out on the roadways and getting stuck. It might be very difficult to be able to get to them. Now, you tweeted earlier about a partial building collapse because of the weight of the snow. What can you tell us about that? That was in Hamburg, I believe?
That was a small home, a Cape Cod-style home, where the weight of the snow is so much because of it's a real heavy, wet snow that the roof collapsed. Thankfully, the firefighters that reported on scene were actually able to save the owner without any real significant injury, but his house suffered significant damage to a roof collapse because of the weight of the snow on his roof. This has happened before with some of our storms. 8 years ago, we saw roof collapses when we had the 7 feet of snow, and we're still very worried that other roofs might collapse when you add another foot on top of 4 to 5 feet that's already fallen.
Should people be getting out there and removing some of that snow off their roofs now?
We do not recommend that people go out at this time. It is still very dangerous. It is exceptionally difficult for our first responders and law enforcement to respond to incidences. We've had a lot of calls from people who are stranded in vehicles, and we just can't get to them because of how difficult the conditions are. We've had plows, our very large plows, get stuck or end up driving off the road because it's a whiteout condition and they can't see where they're going. So the best thing that people can do is stay home. If they hear very bad creaking or buckling in their roof, then maybe they should get out and try to go to a neighbor's house. But we're telling everyone the best thing you can do right now is just stay home and hunker down and let us try to clean the roads and get to your neighborhood so that we can open it up and people can get back to business early next week.
We have less than a minute left. What concerns you about the weight of this snow as people are shoveling? I understand a few people lost their lives already today from cardiac issues from shoveling.
Yes, we had 2 individuals, 2 males, who unfortunately perished as a result of trying to shovel or even snowblow this snow. As we know, in these conditions, when it's colder out, arteries tighten. And if you have a cardiac issue, high blood pressure, or basically just above the age of 50, and you're out trying to shovel or snowblow this exceptionally heavy snow, we've seen it in the past with heart attacks and people perishing, and unfortunately, we've seen it again. The best thing we're recommending to people is just stay inside. We'll be able to get this eventually. If you're afraid that you're not going to be able to get out, there's a neighbor who could probably shovel or plow you out. It's going to take some time, but don't overexert yourself.
People are always ready to help us. We got to hit a break. Thanks so much, Erie County Executive Mark Poloncarz.
I'm Jimmy Dean, and that sunrise something. I honestly feel that way about Jimmy Dean sausage. Get yourself a large chunk of that good morning feeling.
Oh, it smells good.
Extra hard studying calls for something extra. So you serve up new DiGiorno fully stuffed crust pizza. Because pizza with an extra layer of cheese stuffed edge to edge throughout the entire crust always hits the spot. It's not delivery, it's DiGiorno.
Hey Peloton, step into your power. Let's go.
You didn't come to work out. You came to outwork. Let's get it.
Yo. Boom. Come on, you got this. Everyday man's on the block. Beats,
no challenge, no change.
The ting goes. Let's go. Get up to $300 off accessories. Terms apply.
No 2 dreams are the same. But there is one van equipped to handle them all. For over 120 years, Mercedes-Benz vans have been built, upfitted, and ready to go. Because we believe dreams should never stay that way.
Uso fantasma, solo dices boom. Desaparezco. Está muy fuerte como.
If Philly Garcia didn't have the fighting spirit to drive his ambition, he never would have left home for LA with only his car to sleep in. If he listened to those who rejected him, he never would have sold that car to pay for his dream. And if he lacked the will to improve his craft, he never would have made a name for himself, lining up some of the biggest names in pro sports. That's the fighting spirit. That's what makes a lion. Modelo, root for those with a fighting spirit.
Hi, William Devane here. It's the Medicare annual enrollment period, and this year it's simple. 1, before the deadline, call the number at the bottom of your screen. 2, check your zip code for a Medicare Advantage plan with $0 premiums, prescriptions, dental care, and the benefit that adds money back to your Social Security check every month. 3, you'll find out what you're eligible for. The annual enrollment period has a deadline, so don't delay, call now.
I called to find a plan that covers more of my dental expenses.
I call every year to make sure my doctor is still in my plan.
I called to see if my zip code has a plan with the benefit that adds money back to my Social Security check.
I call every year.
Call to find out the changes to your plan and see if you're eligible for anything new. The annual enrollment period has a deadline, so don't delay, call now.
Call 1-800-958-0371. That's 1-800-958-0371 now.
I'm Mike Corey. I travel the world to carve a path for those who aren't afraid to get a little bit dirty.
That is the craziest thing I have ever done in my life.
Let's go on an uncharted adventure.
A freeze warning is in effect. Currently in our area, 42 degrees under fair skies. Tonight, snow showers early, low 32. Chance of snow 30%. Saturday, mainly sunny, high 41. Winds west-southwest at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Saturday night, mainly clear early, then a few clouds later on, low 32. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Welcome back into the Weather Channel's continuing coverage here of this lake effect snow event, not just for Lake Erie, but also Lake Ontario. And don't forget about our friends up in Watertown and areas even north of there in northern New York that have been hit very hard as well by heavy lake effect snow on the order of feet of snow. But the highest totals have been right here in the south towns of Buffalo, and it has caused drastic concerns. We've gotten report of a multi-vehicle wreck not far from here. In fact, north of Hamburg, south of Buffalo. They've got it shut down on Route 5. Part of the reason is, remember, there's a commercial ban on all of the interstates and some of the big thoroughfares. So all of these semis are either holding off on their travel, which the majority of them are, but some of them have to still do their deliveries or trying to get around some of the local places. And so they're taking the roads that they don't typically take. So some of the more smaller thoroughfares, state routes and highways are now seeing a lot more semi-trucks. And that's getting difficult at this point when you have this much snow. So we're running into issues. So if you can avoid travel, that's going to be your best bet. It's really getting difficult out there. It's just getting hard to not only keep up with the snow, but now the roads are getting even more narrow and narrow. The snow's still continuing here in full force. Really quickly, I want to show you the radar. There we go. That band has just sat over the same area, and that was the concern. There was a chance it could have wobbled, but today it hasn't really wobbled. Buffalo was on the edge. We haven't had a ton of snow today. We had a lot overnight last night, over a foot in some cases near downtown, the canal side, but we've had nearly 4 times that amount here in East Aurora, out towards Hamburg. The official total as of 3 o'clock this afternoon by the National Weather Service was 41 inches, and that was at 3 o'clock. So we're up near 4 feet and probably getting into the 50-inch category here in East Aurora. Now, earlier we were talking to a couple. They were kind of not stranded, but they were en route to Niagara Falls. They're from Wilmington, North Carolina, believe it or not, and they had never been this far north. In fact, they hadn't been any further north than Raleigh, North Carolina, but because the roads and the weather was so bad, they couldn't get further than East Aurora. So now they're staying in the inn that we are staying in, and if you missed out last hour, take a look at what happened here when we were talking to them.
So I was going to Niagara Falls. I was going to ask her if she would spend the rest of her life with me.
What? No way.
And I'm on one knee, and I'm going to ask her right now, will you spend the rest of your life with me,
Yes.
Tim? You will?
Yeah.
All right, that is a yes.
That's a yes. Thank you.
Congratulations, guys.
Yes.
I mean, man, what a moment. And we got to all witness it.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's amazing. But, yeah, we're in a snowstorm, and we didn't make it to Niagara to do this, but
much better.
We done it here, and this is much better, I think.
Much better. What are your words?
I don't know.
Speechless.
Yes.
Speechless.
Was you expecting that?
No.
So total surprise. All right, we love you guys too. You guys take care. Enjoy your time.
Go fight this.
Okay. And watching that back now, Chris, you know, my first instinct was, what? No way. I mean, this happens all the time, right? And look, I wish I would have said, yeah, marriage is the best. It really is. And I'm so excited for them. I kind of was like, this is the first time I've ever had somebody propose when I'm talking to them during a weather report. So, I mean, I'm kind of speechless at the same time, but it was so cool. I could still hear them celebrating, and some of the people at the hotel also kind of joining in on the fun, giving them some dinner and kind of cheering them on. So really exciting to see. I think this is definitely better than Niagara Falls.
Yeah, it's tough to beat, Chris. Likely a once-in-a-lifetime event, hopefully, when you're getting married there, and once in a several-year event, a snowstorm like that lake effect snow. I'll tell you what, it's time now to take a look at tomorrow's trouble spots tonight. And still, there's going to be some lingering snow showers across and around the Great Lakes. But also it's going to be the rain down here that could cause some issues tomorrow, could cause some problems. So here's some of the roads. Interstate 10, if you're going from New Orleans to Lake Charles to Houston, at times there could be some heavy rain associated with some of these scattered thunderstorms. And with the heavy rain, you can get reduced visibilities briefly and ponding on the roadways, which of course can make things slippery. And then here's Sunday, a chance for some showers and maybe a few storms in South Florida, and a few showers also across parts of Texas. Stay with us here on Storm Center. Coming up at the top of the hour, a look at some of the problems people are having, even in some of the big rigs on the roadways. This Orchard Park, New York, a lot more lake effect snow to go, a lot more Storm Center to go too.
You'll always remember buying your first car and buying your starter home, or whatever this is. But the things that last a lifetime, like happiness, love, and confidence, you can't buy those, but you can invest in them. We believe that your investments should work harder for the future you imagine. And that's where our strategic investing approach can help. T. Rowe Price. Invest with confidence.
Hi, I'm Jason, and I've lost 202 pounds on Golo.
For me as a veteran, a transition from active duty service to the civilian community, it brought on a lot of stress, and a lot of us go through having sleep issues, mixed and complicated with a bad diet. I started gaining weight. Golo and Release has helped me and allowed me to transition into a healthier lifestyle.
When you start feeling that your life is coming back to you, it's an amazing feeling.
And that was thanks to Golo.
This holiday, make no mistake, everything here is Philadelphia cheesecake. Cheesecake is everything. Bake your own.
Extra hard studying calls for something extra. So you serve up new DiGiorno fully stuffed crust pizza. Because pizza with an extra layer of cheese stuffed edge to edge throughout the entire crust always hits the spot. It's not delivery, it's DiGiorno.
If you're on Medicare, remember, the annual enrollment period is here. The time to choose your coverage begins October 15th and ends December 7th. So call United Healthcare and take advantage of a broad range of plans, including an AARP Medicare Advantage plan from United Healthcare. It can combine your hospital and doctor coverage with Part D prescription drug coverage and more, all in one simple plan for a low monthly premium, or in some areas, no plan premium at all. Take advantage of $0 copays on primary care visits, virtual visits, and lab tests. Plus, new for 2023, more dental coverage than ever before, with $0 copays on all covered services from network dentists. You'll also get free yearly eye exams with free frames and prescription lenses. Now's the time to look at United Healthcare's variety of plans and let us help find the one that works best for you. Ask about PPO plans too. They let you see any doctor who accepts Medicare without a referral and pay in-network costs, at home or traveling, when you see doctors in the United Healthcare Medicare National Network. Take advantage of $0 copays on hundreds of prescriptions, now with no deductibles on most of them. In fact, last year, our Medicare Advantage plan members saved an average of over $7,700. Enjoy a free gym membership too, with access to premium gyms nationwide. As always, you can count on United Healthcare to help you get the care you need when you need it. We can even help schedule appointments or find a specialist. Enrollment ends December 7th. Call United Healthcare or go online today. We make it easy to enroll too. Enjoy all the benefits of the only Medicare Advantage plans with the AARP name. Take advantage now.
Good Friday evening. We are live in East Aurora, New York. That's just to the southeast of Buffalo by about 20 minutes or so. On a good day, it took us over an hour and a half to get here, and you can see why. Traffic has just been absolutely impaired. Roads are literally buried, and we've had so much snow. We're measuring it in feet. I mean, sometimes it's hard to even know what's under these snow piles. We're going to take you around the vicinity, show you how much snow we've seen and how much more may fall before all is said and done.
It's a team effort here in Orchard Park, New York, as they're digging out of over 35 inches of snow here. Got the snow blower, but it's too tall, so she has to knock it down first.
Some epic snow that needs to be knocked down and blown out of the way here across parts of the Great Lakes. Some areas picking up feet of snow, and it's far from over. This is Storm Center. I'm meteorologist Chris Warren.
And I'm meteorologist Jackie Jerez. Over 9 million people under winter alerts right now. And that heavy lake effect snow is still coming down tonight. In fact, that video we just saw, it was 3 feet then. It's now almost 5 feet. From New York to Pennsylvania to Ohio, even Michigan getting in on the lake effect snows. And the snow amounts certainly have been incredible, haven't they? And there you can see some of the scenes across the region where that snow has been adding up. From Watertown to Erie, Pennsylvania, areas picking up 4 or 5 feet of snowfall. And we still have another day and a half or so to go. So we want to track it all for you here on Storm Center. Meteorologist Chris Warren is on the radar right now. And you are still keeping your eye on that very narrow band of intense snow off of Lake Erie.
Yeah, and as we watch it right now, Jackie, it looks like it might be trending a little bit more to the south. Not a lot, but a little bit more. And we're going to get to that here in just a moment. In fact, here it is. If you look, this is over the past 24 hours. And what I'm going to do is just kind of highlight the southern portion of Erie County, and we'll go through again. It'll kind of do like a little whip right there, kind of whips through, settles in, and just goes and goes and goes, and then it's starting to kind of slowly go a little bit to the south. Not a ton, but a little bit. Still seeing some of the heavier snowfall totals in these areas where it is more of the heavier snow at the moment. And look right here, there's some more of it. about to move onshore. That darker blue indicating some of the heavier, more intense snowfall going to come in just south of Dunkirk here in New York. And so the band, while it has shifted pretty far south of downtown Buffalo, it is still cranking pretty good here. Now, once again, in Watertown, you had a break earlier, the past hour or 2 hours or so, but the band looks like it's getting its act together, maybe reforming. It was down here to the south, maybe reforming up here to the north a bit more there. So you're seeing a little bit of a break here in Watertown that I think is going to be coming to an end as that band just sort of settles in here. Also now in eastern Pennsylvania, there are a couple of snow squall warnings at the moment. This not long lasting, but can be highly impactful. So you can get a quick burst, like a curtain of snow coming down and coating the roadways and potentially making slippery conditions very, very quickly. Also over here across northern New Jersey, starting to see some snow move in, and across parts of Michigan and across northern Indiana as well. Here's a look at Grand Rapids, Kalamazoo. Want to go back here real quick and take a look at the snowfall here in Buffalo. And the reason I'm showing you this, so we have some video that's going to be looking in about, I think, this direction. So you're looking at the north end of the, essentially it's like a wall of snow, the north end of the snow bands. And as you see it, it's coming on shore. Look at that. You can kind of make out that oh, this is cool. Kind of, this is the first time we're seeing it here on Storm Center. And when it's coming at you, gosh, doesn't that just look like a curtain of snow coming right at you from a little bit earlier? That is some pretty cool stuff here. And then there's that edge. And then that, at times, there was even some little vortices in here. So some little bit of spin action going on. So at times you're seeing the snow come down. Also, the air is rising. You can have essentially what's like some steam clouds coming up off of the lake. And I know meteorologist Chris Bruin, as he's getting clobbered by some snow right now, is also looking at this video. Chris, what do you think here, buddy?
You know, I saw somebody describe this, Chris, and tell me what you think, but they said it's like a white haboob. Wouldn't you agree? You see these big haboobs come into Phoenix, and it looks so similar, and it does almost the same thing. Instead of it being sand, it's snow, and it takes visibility down to near zero, like whiteout conditions.
Chris, here on Storm Center throughout the week, we've been showing some videos similar to this from 2014, this week, 2014, and that was how someone did describe it, as like a dust storm. And absolutely, I agree 100%. That's certainly what it looks like. And it looks like, you know, it would be advancing in this way. That's the big difference, I think, though, is that this whole thing is going in this direction. So it's coming on shore. But when that camera was panning around, Chris, it certainly did have that look. It's like a wall. And it's more than just one snow squall that can come through, because sometimes you can kind of see through these snow squalls. But in this case, it is like one after another. So it just comes across as being completely thick. You're almost looking into a huge cloud, but it's both cloud and heavy snow.
Yeah, you know, we were on that edge all throughout today. Downtown Buffalo this morning, it was like blue sky, and then you looked off in the other direction and you could see the wall. And at times it would be, I mean, we would be, you know, a quarter mile from it. We're talking maybe 4, 5, 6 blocks from where the snow would start. When they say it's like a wall, I mean, the snow is such a contrast between, it's crazy how stationary it can be. I mean, once that band just parks itself, it never really advanced into Buffalo. It just stayed within a mile or two of downtown. And then everywhere east of there got clobbered.
Chris, I'm sorry. Can you hear me, Chris? Yeah. Okay. Hey, I want to get a check-in on the chair. So what? It's been almost 2 hours?
Almost 2 hours. So we did it at 5:15. It's now 7:05. Okay, so let's take you over to the chair. I want to show you. You might. It's almost gone. So I got to remember to take this back up because I don't want to forget about it. But we are now over. We're approaching the 50-inch mark here generally. But there's the chair, and when I placed this out there was not any snow on it. So here's the inches. Okay, so let's see. It's not even 2 hours, and we are at over 4, close to 4.5 inches. So we're in that 2.5 inch snowfall.
You can hardly tell there's a chair there. You're kind of going, what is that sticking up out of this?
Yeah, if we didn't see him put it there.
Yeah.
I mean, but you see how tall this is. I mean, look at where it is compared to, it's up to my nose, okay? And then I throw this in here, and you get an idea. I mean, we're getting easily close to 4 feet in many of these pockets where I put this down, and you can get an idea. That one's way deeper, and it's just interesting. I don't know what this actually looks like on a normal dry day, but I know. See this area that's raised? There's obviously a fence there, so you've got the snow kind of building up above it. But
see, I didn't even know that. It's so important to take multiple measurements if you're trying to get an accurate gauge on how much snow there is, right? So you kind of want to average the snow measurements that you get and take multiple ones.
Yeah, and that's what the official technique. They do multiple. I think it's 3, and then
3.
They take the average of the 3, but they do it every hour because you got to imagine with this much snow, the snow that fell early on, let's say, it does start to condense over time. So you want to keep up with it on an hourly basis because then you get a full picture versus the earlier snow, let's say that fell this time yesterday evening. A lot of that, it may have been 4 inches, but then it gets condensed. It starts to condense a little bit as you start to pile all of this out. It starts to thaw a little bit, especially at the bottom. It turns into ice. It starts to melt. And so you get maybe a false idea of actually how much snow did fall. I don't know if, Mark, you're able to, but there's some lights here, and the way the snow is just, enveloped over the lights. There's a huge snowbank right here. I don't know if Mark will even be able to see it, but there's one behind this tree. See, there's the snowbank. It's actually covering our view. Oh, there it is. I think you can kind of see it. There's a little glow. You see that little glow through the tree's blocking it. But these are some of the lampposts to some of these homes, and they look so interesting right now, just with the way the snow is encased on it, and the shapes, and the way. I mean, the deeper you go, everything just becomes enveloped in snow. I mean, it's just.
Yeah. How are the trees doing, Chris, by the way? Are you seeing, any branches breaking off or, really big limbs that are kind of being weighed down by the weight of the snow?
Yeah, let me take you across the street. All right. So, Mark, just if I get dark a little bit, that's okay. I just wanted you to focus more on these trees across the street because I'm noticing a lot more weight on these because these are evergreens. So they have a lot more surface area to catch the snow. And
shake it.
I mean, these, you want me to shake it?
I'm teasing you, buddy.
Warren wanted you to get all full of snow again by shaking it. Be careful.
Look, there you go.
Oh, bud.
I mean, it's caked on there, though. I'm shaking. And you see how well, I mean, that's heavy. So that snow, I mean, these trees were draped almost to the bank here. And then, we're dealing with a situation where if you're a skier, you know what I'm talking about. You get so much snow in the mountains near the base of the tree. They call it tree wells. And those are usually a huge danger for skiers if you go off into the woods. But they can be huge holes that are void of much snow. But I mean, you guys know, with this kind of snow, down towards the trunk of the tree, you can see almost grass. So, I mean, it's similar to what you think of when you're skiing and you're like, wow, this has got to be so deep up here in the mountains. It's crazy. We have similar scenes here near lower elevations like you have in the high altitude of, say, the Rocky Mountains or big mountain ranges.
It's impressive stuff, Chris.
Yeah, it's amazing. amazing. It's still it's a sight to behold. You really have to experience it at least some point in your life.
You sound breathless
I gotta catch
from all
my
that
breath.
walking around. Yes, catch your breath, because we want to bring in our storm tracker, Charles Peak, right now. He's in Orchard Park, New York, where 59 inches of snow has been recorded. And unfortunately, some people have been trying to get around and not having much luck doing that. Charles, what's the latest there?
Yeah, Jackie, I just have to shake my head in some situations of 59 inches of snow, and you're in a small car and you think you're going to be okay. Numerous ones I've helped push some out. One truck got I put a tow strap on it to try to help him out, and he was so stuck I couldn't. And, it's just... It just shocks me. I mean, in some of these, when you're pulling into a parking lot or something like that, where some of it's been plowed, you may hit banks that are, 2-3 foot, maybe even 4 foot, and they're trying to drive through it. 18-wheelers are getting stuck out here. Right now, I think what we have in this particular situation is where front-end loaders are trying to clear this road and put it into dump trucks to haul it off to a melter, I think is what they're trying to do. But just a tough situation. You get 59 inches of snow in one day. There's no way to handle things.
And Charles, can you kind of paint the picture of what we're looking at in terms of the road? We see it looks like a front-wheel drive vehicle on the right. Doesn't look like a terrible amount of snow, but it certainly is giving them a tough go. I mean, is it a little deceiving? Is it compact snow with some fresh snow on top of it? And it also looks like they're maybe pointed downhill a little bit as well. Kind of walk us through the immediate vicinity, if you would.
Yeah, right there. They came in and they hit this where it had been plowed a little, and that's probably about 2.5 foot deep on the right-hand side of the vehicle. They've been able to move a little. I can't see on the right front quarter of where their car is exactly. They may be coming into a pile on that side. I can see when the person's trying to go, they're spinning their tires, and as you know, once you start spinning it, it will melt it. It starts icing up, makes it even harder, and so they just are not being able to get enough traction back and forth. It's not that they're stuck, from what I can see, in 2 feet of snow, but you may have a foot and a half on the other side that is hitting the front right passenger side.
Charles, are you having problems getting around?
No, there'll be some spots that I may have to hit, reverse and drive a couple of times, but I've got really good tires, 4-wheel drive. I've got it in 4-wheel drive, and so everything, I've been able to get around how we need to.
You have to have 4-wheel drive at a minimum,
at the very
right?
least, and then the all-wheel tires, the chains, whatever you need.
Even the snow plows can't keep up.
I'm Jimmy Dean, and that sunrise something. I honestly feel that way about Jimmy Dean sausage. Get yourself a large chunk of that good morning feeling. Oh, that smells good.
Because your lives are forever entwined.
Darling, please be mine.
Love entwined, exclusively at Kay.
Super Emma just about sleeps in her cave. But when we realized she was battling sensitive skin, we switched to Tide Hygienic Clean Free. It's gentle on her skin and out-cleans our old free detergent. Tide Hygienic Clean Free. Hypoallergenic and safe for sensitive skin.
Extra hard studying calls for something extra. So you serve up new DiGiorno fully stuffed crust pizza. Because pizza with an extra layer of cheese stuffed edge to edge throughout the entire crust always hits the spot. It's not delivery, it's DiGiorno.
Before Clear Choice, my dental health was so bad. I would be in a lot of pain. I wasn't able to eat. It was very hard.
Kimberly came to Clear Choice with a bunch of missing teeth, struggling with pain, with dental disease. Clear Choice dental implants solved her dental issues.
I feel so much better. I feel energized to go outside and play with my daughter. I can eat anything, I don't have to worry. Clear Choice changed my life.
My nana used to say there's the right way and then there's the Lopez way. And she would take off her chancla and throw it at you and hit you.
You come here, you do stuff for me, we laugh, and you go home. I love that last part. Hi, Mama.
You want to make things awkward.
If I wanted to make things awkward, I'd show your late night text asking, you up?
I was up.
Lopez versus Lopez, Friday. Part of the Friday Comedy Hour on NBC.
To us, using plant-based ingredients isn't new. It's who we are. We've always made home and body care products inspired by delightful garden scents. They work hard, too. Feels pretty good to be a trendsetter. Mrs. Meyer's, rooted in goodness.
Get up to $300 off accessories with the purchase of a Peloton bike, Bike Plus, or Tread.
Step into your power, Peloton.
It's Peloton's best offer of the season. Visit onepeloton.com. Terms apply.
First thing that morning, I woke up and saw that things were not good.
And I thought, well, this is where I'm going to die.
Hi, William Shatner here. It's the Medicare annual enrollment period, and this year, it's simple. 1, before the deadline, call the number below. 2, check your zip code for a Medicare Advantage plan with prescriptions, dental care, and the benefit that adds money back to your Social Security check every month. 3, you'll find out what you're eligible for. AEP has a deadline. Call now.
I called to find a plan that covers more of my dental expenses.
I call every year to make sure my doctor is still in my plan.
I called to find a plan with lower copays.
I called to see if my zip code has a plan with a benefit that adds money back to my Social Security check.
I call every year to make sure my plan's copays didn't go up.
Millions of people have called the Medicare Coverage Helpline. You should too. AEP has a deadline, so don't delay. Call now.
Call 1-800-975-4570. That's 1-800-975-4570 now.
Stay tuned for your Local on the 8s, brought to you by Boost. Get the right nutrition. Get more out of life. Age is just a number, and mine's unlisted.
Try Boost High Protein with 20 grams of protein for muscle health versus 16 grams in Ensure High Protein. Boost High Protein also has key nutrients for immune support. Boost High Protein.
This holiday, make no mistake, everything here is Philadelphia cheesecake. Cheesecake is everything. Bake your own.
A freeze warning is in effect. Currently in our area, 42 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Tonight, snow early, low 32. Chance of snow 80%. Saturday, mainly sunny, high 41. Winds west-southwest at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
The power of the Weather Channel, now available to everyone.
This is epic!
Trusted live coverage when it matters most is now yours to stream with the Weather Channel TV app, real-time radar, and maps that let you track all the action.
Let's get into the detail.
Personalization, customization, hundreds of hours of your favorite shows, and so much more. There's never been a better way for everyone to watch the Weather Channel. Available now on these platforms. Go to streamtwc.com to start your free 7-day trial.
Right now here on Storm Center, a look out the front door at this person's home. And that's a lot of snow. Looks like you've got a vehicle there buried and car under there. Maybe something else over there. Just a glimpse at some of the extreme snowfall across parts of western New York. State of emergency remains in effect for 11 New York counties, and that heavy snow does continue to fall. Latest update from Orchard Park, where Storm tracker Charles Peak has been driving around, seeing a lot of other people that haven't been able to drive around because now they're stuck. 66 inches. So now you're looking at 5.5 feet of snow in the past 2 days. A lot of that really in the past 24 hours. Many areas 3 to 4 feet. Here's a closer look at Buffalo, and we're seeing it let up a little bit here. I'm peeking at Charles' shot as well, not seeing any snowflakes, and he is here in Orchard Park, and this is Aurora, and that is where meteorologist Chris Bruin has been standing by. And why don't we, can we go to him right now to check in to see what he's up to? And Chris, it looks like you're about to get a little bit of a break from the snow. It looks like it's letting up a little bit, but there certainly does appear to be a back edge to the heavy snow, at least for the moment.
Yeah, and that would be the first time we've had a lull in the snow since it really started about 24 hours ago. That band came in right around 7:30-ish here across the South Towns and into the greater Buffalo area. And since then, at least in the South Towns and here in East Aurora, it's been snowing ever since. We haven't had a break. Now, the rates at which the snow would fall would vary between 1 inch to up to 3, even 4 inch per hour. But you can see right now, this is what you call just a light snow shower. So, I mean, this is the lightest it's been, but I don't think we're done with the snow. So even though we may be in a little bit of a lull, maybe for a couple of hours, I want to take a look at the future radar because this band may sag south and then come back to the north. At least that was the initial trends the models were hinting at earlier today. Let's see if that continues. So there's 3 a.m. in the morning. Notice it moves back up into Buffalo, all right? And we take it into tomorrow morning, and notice it goes up to Niagara Falls. And then it comes back through Buffalo. So even though Buffalo, we didn't have a ton of additional snow throughout the afternoon and evening, we may get another 5, 6, 7, 8 inches with that band as it works its way back up through Buffalo, up towards Niagara Falls, and then comes back through town. Once it makes that second pass, then we're done and the totals will be done. But look at this. I mean, instead of the South Towns getting the most snow from here on out, it looks like some of the heavier bands may push up into Buffalo and then get up into Niagara Falls, where we could see maybe an additional 10, 12, 18 inches of snow. Here in East Aurora, we're talking at least another 6 to 12 inches, I think, on top of what we've already seen. That would put us up near 60, 65 inches if that were to be the case, because we're approaching 50 inches, okay? So we're approaching 50 inches, you throw in another 8 to 12, and that, you know, it gets you up over 60 inches or close to it. So that would be a solid 5 feet of snow, which was right on the money. I mean, that looked to be a little bit on the high end initially, but it's impressive. Not record-breaking, but impressive. So even though we may have a lull, Chris, you see how things are kind of winding down. We're not done with that band. However, instead of it kind of staying stationary like it did today, it's actually going to be moving. Still very potent, but it's actually going to start spraying everybody again as a hose as it works its way back to the north up to Niagara Falls and then comes back down, and then that'll shut it off and we clear things out, hopefully by the end of Saturday into early Sunday morning. Airport cancellations, though, are mounting and still high, even as we head into tonight. So I want to take you back to the chair. Notice the snow is lightening up, so I don't think we're going to get a ton of additional accumulation over the next 30 minutes or so. Here it is. I mean, we're not far from that second bar there on the back part of the chair. So a solid 4.5 inches in about a little over 2 hours time span is pretty impressive, especially with how much snow we've already seen. And this just really kind of paints the picture of lake effect snow. All right. The highest totals we've seen are coming out of Orchard Park. We're not far behind. Many areas between 50 and 60 inches already. Let's get a live look outside at Buffalo, New York. You may be quiet right now, but we ain't done with the snow just yet. Get ready for more as we track this massive lake effect snow band.
Desaparezco. Está muy fuerte como. Honda, we know you have to drive through the mud if you want to reach the rainbow. Brave the desert before you find the oasis. Conquer the mountain to see how far your dreams can take you. The all-new CR-V and CR-V Hybrid, part of the Honda line of rugged vehicles.
You'll always remember buying your first car and buying your starter home, or whatever this is. But the things that last a lifetime, like happiness, love, and confidence, you can't buy those, but you can invest in them. We believe that your investments should work harder for the future you imagine. And that's where our strategic investing approach can help. T. Rowe Price. Invest with confidence.
The unknown is not empty. It's a storm that crashes and consumes, replacing thought with worry. But one thing can calm uncertainty: an answer. Uncovered through exploration, teamwork, and innovation. An answer that leads to even more answers. Mayo Clinic. You know where to go.
Where fun reigns supreme, you need the Bissell Little Green Pet Pro. Our most powerful portable spot cleaner. It combines handy housebite versatility with superior suction to keep carpets and upholstery fresh all year long.
Load up, guys.
Yeah. Plus, its incredible formula actually protects against future stains. So wherever you go, you can really go, go, go. Bissell. Live in the moment, not the mess.
Attention Marines and family members who spent time at Camp Lejeune.
If you spent time on base at Camp Lejeune prior to 1988 and developed any of these cancers or suffered any of these injuries, you may be eligible for significant financial compensation. Call Camp Lejeune victims to discuss your case now.
Leaking underground tanks contaminated the drinking water with benzene and other highly carcinogenic chemicals, up to 280 times acceptable levels in some instances.
There have been numerous reported cases of exposed personnel developing cancer and other serious health conditions. It is critical to take action and call Camp Lejeune victims now.
If you or someone you know spent time at Camp Lejeune before 1988 and you developed any of these cancers or injuries, call to determine your eligibility for financial compensation now. If you don't win, you pay nothing.
Call 800-625-9122. That's 800-625-9122.
I dip when the mood don't feel right. I change like the colors of a sunrise. Not scared of the dark, I'm a highlight. I do what I want to.
Limited edition fragrance, only by Glade. SC Johnson.
Extra hard studying calls for something extra. So you serve up new DiGiorno fully stuffed crust pizza. Because pizza with an extra layer of cheese stuffed edge to edge throughout the entire crust always hits the spot. It's not delivery, it's DiGiorno.
New video into the Weather Channel right now showing what appears to be about a dozen vehicles at a standstill in the Buffalo area. What a lot of snow can do. It frankly doesn't take a lot of snow, but what you have here is a lot of snow, and more snow is on the way. This is while it was still light out, and unfortunately this is something that has been repeated across a lot of the areas in Erie County, down into areas stretching along Interstate 90, and we continue to have some live reports here on the Weather Channel from areas that have been extremely hard hit by this extremely impressive, big-time snowmaker, this lake effect snow band that is still going. Now, the northern edge of it is a little bit farther to the south than it was earlier. But as we look at the bigger picture here, there's still a huge swath of snow here and up around Watertown as well, and scattered snow showers as well across parts of New York, Jackie, and in Pennsylvania.
We want to bring in our storm tracker, Charles Peak. He has been out in the worst of the conditions here for today, and he's encountered some motorists, I understand, that have been stuck for hours on the road. What's going on, Charles? What can you tell us?
Yeah, Jackie, at a part of the road here in Orchard Park where
they've been stuck here for 6 to 7 hours. These fine people here are from North Carolina, and we're up at Niagara Falls and trying to get out of here before it got bad and didn't quite make it. Tell me what your experience is here, sir.
It's kind of horrible. It's kind of bad. We've been stuck out here for almost 6, 7 hours. And all the freeway to get out of here is kind of closed. And we were trying to get out using 20 West, but we just been stuck on it for about 7 hours. No way to get out, you know. And we all the way from North Carolina, we were just trying to get out of here before the snow starts, because we were under the impression that it won't stop falling until probably tomorrow. But as you can see, that didn't happen either. So we just stuck. A lot of other people all around here stuck too as well.
Yeah, do you have any food or water or anything with you?
Not really. Got a gallon of water.
Got a gallon of water, and still have a little bit of gas, but other than that, that's it.
We called the rescue team, 911, and they say it's going to be a while, so we've been waiting for them also for like 6, 7 hours. Still not here yet. So it's pretty nasty. It's pretty bad. I just hope and pray that I'm going to have, you know, we're going to come and get the snow out of the way so we can try to get out. You know?
Now, is this your car? Is this a rental car? Or?
It's a rental car. I took it from the airport.
Yeah.
You know, because all the flight is canceled as well. We have a return flight
it's canceled.
Leaving on Sunday, but it has been canceled. And we were just trying to get back, make it back before this all happens. And I guess it didn't happen that way. So.
Well, the good thing, we call the rental car people, and they say if we have a shelter, we can just leave the car where it's at, and they're going to come and pick it up. But the problem is we can't find a shelter. There's no way to go right here to a 15-minute hotel. There's no way. So
well, we'll see what we can do. I got a little extra food in my vehicle. We'll get you. It's beef jerky, but hey, if you get hungry enough, it'll work. So
we need to also get like right there to the 3-minute gas station, so we can just stay at the gas station when we run out of gas. But we can't even get there. 3 minutes, we still can't get there. So we're stuck.
Yeah. We'll make sure first responders know you're here, and along with all these other people, to see what we can do to help you.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, Jackie, that's the situation we got here, and
Charles, how many people are
If you look down, I mean, you can see it's car after car after car in this situation here.
Do you know how many cars are stuck or how many people are in them?
Well, I can't really see. I mean, as far as I can see down there, you've got tractor trailers, you've got cars, you've got utility trucks here. The utility trucks are trying to get as many of these people pulled out. They're going with their shovels and trying to get this cleared where they can start backing out here. So they're stuck as well, and just trying to see what they can do. Unfortunately, these small cars here, there's nothing to tie onto them to try to pull them out or anything, so makes it real difficult. This gentleman who's trying to go here, I talked to him, and it's a rear-wheel drive pickup, and so he just keeps getting stuck. He can move forward a few feet, and then he gets stuck again. So that's the situation here in Orchard Park, Florida.
Hang in there, Charles. We're going to talk more with you about this right after the break. You're watching Storm Center.
To everyone this holiday season, give love. Give style. Find joy for everyone on your list with Macy's Gift Finder.
People love Subaru just because it stands for much more than just a car.
Through the Share the Love event, Subaru retailers have supported over 1,700 hometown charities.
Have I witnessed and seen the impact of what we do? You bet I have.
We have worked with so many amazing causes and made a difference.
By the end of this year, Subaru and our retailers will have donated over $250 million to charity.
It's about more than just selling cars. The Subaru Share the Love event, going on now.
Life is expensive, so why is Omar snoozing like a baby? Because he made the smart choice to shop with IKEA. With new benefits for IKEA family members, including 5% off all eligible purchases in store. Every visit, every day. IKEA.
'Twas the fourth night of break. No one wanted to cook. Alone KFC was all that it took.
Oh, that magical bucket. It's second to none. With chicken and sides and sauces, what fun! Kentucky Fried Options, too many to rhyme. If we listed them all, we'd run out of time.
Doing things your way always feels good, especially when it comes to your Medicare coverage. The right Medicare plan for you may help you save money and get more out of life. So do yourself a favor. Call now to speak with the team at Medicare Enroll. They'll give you a free Medicare coverage review and help you get a plan with the benefits you deserve in a way that works best for you. The team at Medicare Enroll can help you compare your options. They offer Medicare plans from leading insurance companies. Plus, they can see if you qualify for a Medicare Advantage plan that may include additional benefits, like dental, vision, and hearing coverage, a flex spending card for covered expenses, and a Part B premium reduction on some plans in certain areas. Medicare Enroll has already helped millions of Americans. Now it's your turn to get Medicare benefits your way. It's a free service, so don't wait. Talk to a licensed insurance agent and get the straightforward guidance you need at no extra cost to you. Feel confident in your Medicare choices. Call Medicare Enroll for a free coverage review today.
Walgreens Find Rx coverage is here to make Medicare easy. Even easier than those dances your grandkids love doing with you. Start Medicare shopping today with Walgreens Find Rx coverage. Plus, find low-cost copays. When you need to talk Medicare, Walgreens is here. Walgreens.
And deep breath in.
Did you know that people everywhere are recommending GoodRx?
My doctor told me about GoodRx to help us save money on our meds.
And my daughter told me about it. I take a lot of prescriptions. GoodRx helps me keep up.
My neighbor showed me the app to help me save on my kids' allergy pills.
Americans everywhere are sharing the savings.
Dropping off a prescription?
Great.
Another good reason to check GoodRx.
The newest thing from Pizza Hut isn't pizza at all. It's cheesy, so crispy, loaded with toppings, and just $6.99. Enough for two, price for one. New Pizza Hut melts, just $6.99.
I be like, to us, using plant-based ingredients isn't new. It's who we are. We've always made home and body care products inspired by delightful garden scents. They work hard, too. Feels pretty good to be a trendsetter. Mrs. Myers, rooted in goodness.
These little cups would make great stocking stuffers. But how about right now in your mouth stuffers? Happy holidays to your mouth. Not sorry. Reese's.
Welcome back to the Storm Center as we continue to track conditions across parts of the eastern Great Lakes where we've had snowfall amounts that we are measuring in feet. This is a live look from Orchard Park, New York, and they have recorded now 66 inches of snow. Do the math, Chris. That's 5.5 feet.
5.5 feet on the nose there.
5.5 feet.
Wow. That's one of the higher snowfall totals that we have seen. And unfortunately, Storm Tracker Charles Peak is seeing some of the impacts of that. And unfortunately, it doesn't take a whole lot of snow to create scenes like this. But when there's that much snow coming down, it's frankly almost impossible for road crews to stay on top of it because of the rate in which it is coming down. So we often say, you wait till the snow is over before heading out. People have places to go that maybe they're not negotiable, unfortunately. And people end up getting stuck and they don't make it. And there's this vehicle spinning, but it tries to get around us and get in deeper snow.
So our Charles Peak Storm Tracker is giving us this scene right now with all of his equipment there, and he is live for us right now and joining us with the latest. And I know, Charles, you've been able to speak with some of the people that have been stuck here. Difficult to tell how many, but it looked like at least a dozen vehicles at last check that were lined up, at least as far as the eye could see. What are people telling you? How long have they been stuck and why are they here?
6 to 7 hours is what they've said here. There's probably, from what I can see, Jackie, I would say 30 to 50 vehicles all the way down this road here, and they've been stuck for a while. What they're trying to do right now is the utility crews here are trying to help turn them around and back them out to go backwards on this road, and just trying to see if they can at least get their utility trucks out of here. But we'll get out of here so we don't slow down progress here. But what's happening is they'll go down the road a little, you know, and then all of a sudden they get stuck again. So as you can see,
oh boy.
Yeah, they talking about down there.
You just go off to the side again there, Charles.
Oh, you're not. It is.
I think that's where the accident is.
Yeah. Accidents and all kinds of things.
How long have you been stuck here, sir? So you've got, I mean, other vehicles here. You can see over here on this side that you know, tried to go on this side road and they're stuck over there. The utility crews are stuck as well, and so just a bad situation here tonight. But needless to say, that couple we talked to earlier, thinking it wasn't coming until tomorrow, they obviously weren't watching the Weather Channel, were they?
Hey, Charles, the couple that you were talking about, are they stuck in this line of vehicles?
They're stuck, actually. They had turned around to get out of here, and so they're back this direction. Try to show you, as this car is trying to back up, they're down at that end of it, and actually it looks like right now, Chris, some good news for them. The utility workers have just pushed them. That's their car that is moving, so maybe they're going to get out of here after being there, be able to finally get to a hotel. So
I think that one car that just got loose got stuck again.
They're doing everything they can to get people out. I'm sorry, what was that, Jackie?
Well, it looked to me like the one car that we saw got unstuck and drove past you, Charles. It's now back into the snowbank there on the left-hand side with their blinkers on.
Oh, the weather station. All right, national news.
Yeah, there's another vehicle that I walked past that you didn't see, and so there's so many here, it's hard to keep track of which one.
Yeah, there's a lot going on, Charles. I know it's hard to keep track of everything that's happening. We can hear the spin of the people's tires trying to get out of there, and many of which, or some of which anyway, we heard are getting low on gas. It's concerning.
There's just a few minutes away, there's a gas station, so if they can get out of here, then they can at least get to some gas and stuff.
Just a few minutes away, you said?
Yes, ma'am. They're just a few miles. So
if people have never driven in the snow.
I mean, this is tough for people that have driven in the snow.
Right.
That's
so
that much snow.
Yeah,
it's really hard to know what to do if you've never experienced something like this before. And I know it can be a very helpless feeling.
Well, listen, Jackie and Chris, I really felt sorry for that couple from North Carolina. And I want to walk down there and see if I can, it looks like they're just almost out of here. I want to see what I can do to help them.
All right, Charles, do what you can there, buddy. If you got to put the camera down, that's fine too. But again, we appreciate you giving us an idea of what's going on, the scope, to remind everybody that just how quickly things can turn into a very long day. You know, when you're just driving across town, and next thing you know, it's been 6 or 7 hours on one road.
Just can't stress enough how important it is to have snacks with you, to have supplies with you, to have a blanket in your truck or vehicle, you know, in the trunk. Just keep it there. I keep mine year round.
All right, stay with me.
The wish I made last night, it came true. What do you mean? We have a fairy tale life.
Now streaming.
You just have to remember these moments because you're a part of them.
Experience the return.
How do I look?
To an enchanted world.
Jumping jelly sticks. We got magic. It's all part of the adventure.
Disney's Disenchanted. Rated PG. Now streaming only on Disney+.
I'm Jimmy Dean, and that sunrise something. I honestly feel that way about Jimmy Dean sausage. Get yourself a large chunk of that good morning feeling.
Oh, that smells good.
Take a walk on the wild side.
That's right!
She told me to.
One of these days, these boots are gonna walk all over you. Come on, boo.
Michael's Black Friday sale is going on now. Get 70% off frames, ribbon, and more. Up to 60% off trees, decor, and ornaments. Plus, epic deals on thousands of items in-store and online. Hurry! Sale ends November 27th.
Famous bowls are only $5.
That's a lot less cash than all this stuff.
Crispy, creamy, plus there's gravy.
Where's the KFC? I've had enough.
Gift yourself a $5 KFC Famous Bowl in classic or spicy.
So cute, I love it.
You got a dog.
Hi.
Oh, what you got there? All right, go get it. Yeah, good boy.
Dibs, I got it first.
When it comes to lasting relationships, we're thinking of every mile. The new Hyundai Tucson. It's your journey.
My nana used to say there's the right way and then there's the Lopez way. And she would take off her chancla and throw it at you and hit you.
You come here, you do stuff for me, we laugh, and you go home. I love that last part.
Hi, Mama.
You wanted to make things awkward.
If I wanted to make things awkward, I'd show your late-night text asking, you are?
I was up.
Lopez versus Lopez, Friday. Part of the Friday Comedy Hour on NBC. For years, New Yorkers only had one way to move, with cardboard and tape. Those were dark days for people on their way to new places. But now, there's a new way, Congrenience. Our bins make packing and moving easy. Book a clean green move today and put Congrenience into your life. And when your move is complete, we pick them up. Call today or visit our site. Operators are standing by.
New Denny's All-Day Diner Deals Value Menu. 10 delicious meals starting at $5.99, like our cheeseburger and fries or the Everyday Value Slam. Your wallet and your stomach will thank you. Only at Denny's.
For asthma, there's Primatene Mist. When symptoms strike, your airways narrow and there's less breathing room. Primatene Mist is clinically shown to open airways quickly. Get the #1 FDA-approved over-the-counter asthma inhaler and breathe easy again.
I travel the world to carve a path for those who aren't afraid to get a little bit dirty.
That is the craziest thing I have ever done in my life.
Let's go on an uncharted adventure.
A freeze warning is in effect. Currently in our area, 41 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Tonight, snow early, low 32. Chance of snow 80%. Saturday, mainly sunny, high 41. Winds west-southwest at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Thanks for joining us here on Storm Center on your Friday evening. If you've been curious to keep up with the tallies, we have seen some just bonkers type snowfall totals over the last 24 hours just south of Buffalo, New York. The highest was Orchard Park so far, at least officially measured, over 60 inches and counting, even though right now the band has shifted a little bit south. Still dealing with some snow. In fact, it's just picked up over the last few minutes here in East Aurora. That's about 10 miles east and slightly south of Orchard Park, where we've seen over 50 inches of snow, and we may get another foot or more before all is said and done. Now, there's going to be wobbles with the band now. Instead of it parking over a few particular areas like it did today, it's actually going to be shifting back to the north overnight and early tomorrow morning, and then tomorrow afternoon shift back down to the south, cutting everything off then by early Sunday morning. So Buffalo, we're not done with the snow. Niagara Falls, you've been missed by most of the snow. You're going to be getting quite a bit of snow, and you can just see, I mean, it's nighttime, so we're kind of limited. We can't really show you the scope, but when you start walking around, you just get amazed at how much snow there is. You're getting one little snapshot here from our location. And of course, it's nighttime, so if we were to take the camera off in a direction, you wouldn't see much. But throughout this weekend, we're going to show you around East Aurora and just give you a full perspective of just how widespread this deep snow is and impactful it can be, even dangerous in some cases, as you heard there with some of those folks that Charles Peak spoke to. Really quickly, I want to update you on how much snow we've seen just since we started Storm Center. Again, we put this out. It's kind of like our little official snowboard at 5:15. Still seeing some snow right now, and I'll take the 6 foot measuring stick that I have here, and we're just over 4.5 inches officially. Okay, so I'll show you just how much snow fell in less than 3 hours. We're talking about an hour or 2 hours and 45 minutes, over 4.5 inches. And then there, I'll wipe the chair clean. And again, you can see all of that fell in just under 3 hours, guys. Since 5:15, that much snow fell, 4.5 inches. So impressive stuff. And the snowflakes are getting bigger now. So here we go. More accumulation. This will continue all night and throughout the day tomorrow.
Get warm, my friend. You did a great job for us tonight. Really appreciate those reports.
All right, let's go a little bit farther to the west to Orchard Park here. And Storm Tracker Charles Peak has been watching several vehicles that are stuck and slowly at least appear to be making some progress.
Charles, what's the latest? What's your update?
Jackie, myself and a couple other gentlemen were able to push that couple. Got stuck a couple more times, but at least I know they got up the hill behind me and looked like to be on their way. So some good news here. They've been able to push a few more and slowly getting it going. This one right in front of me, several men pushed it and they made it about 50 yards and then they're stuck again. So it's just a slow process. And then they're trying to get these trucks to be able to back completely out and find another way to go.
So is that really the goal right here, is trying to get those utility trucks back on the move?
Yeah, I'm a little afraid as soon as they get out, then there's nobody to do the pushing anymore because they've been doing the lion's share of it. I helped them in a few cases, but it's just a slow go here and just trying to figure out what they can do to get out of here. It's been long enough for them with 6 or 7 hours.
Is cell phone service working in the area? So if people can keep their phone charged, as long as they have enough gas, hopefully that will keep them going and in connection with emergency officials if needed?
Yeah, they've already been in contact with emergency officials. Evidently, they've been saying there's not a whole lot they can do for them right now. And so I know another gentleman had been calling AAA and stuff for hours. Nobody's able to get out to him. So right now they're just in a situation that for whatever reason just help can't get here.
Are there any services within walking distance? Have you seen, Charles, any gas stations or convenience stores?
Yeah, Chris, about I would say probably 2 miles from here there is a gas station, so there is some assistance, close to here, but they're going to have to figure out what to do here, Chris. So tough night for sure.
Indeed, Storm Tracker Charles Peak.
2 miles is a long walk in really deep snow if it hasn't been cleared out, that's for sure.
And if you don't have the right shoes either, the right boots, it's tough. All right, stay with us here on Storm Center. We'll take another look at some of those snowfall totals coming up after this.
The refrigerator is Greg's happy place.
My kids eat, but I finally figured it out.
We can get all that we need and then a little bit more at Walmart.
Uh-oh. Now this is going to be...
Hey, Peloton, step into your power. Let's go.
You didn't come to work out. You came to outwork. Let's get it.
Yo, Boom. 2 + 2 is 4. Come on, you got this. Everyday man's on the block. Beats.
No challenge, no change.
The ting goes. Let's go.
Get up to $300 off accessories. Terms apply.
If Damian Lillard accepted his spot at the end of the bench, he never would have been at the rec center before it opened. If he listened to those who overlooked him, he never would have heard his name called as a first-round pick. And if he let 6 all-star selections go to his head, he never would have had the heart to give back to the streets that shaped him. That's the fighting spirit. That's what makes a lion. Modelo, root for those with a fighting spirit.
Newest thing from Pizza Hut isn't pizza at all. It's cheesy, so crispy, loaded with toppings, and just $6.99. Enough for 2, price for 1. New Pizza Hut melts, just $6.99. I be like,
Yo soy Mate, uso fantasma, solo dices boo. Desaparezco. Está muy fuerte como.
At Honda, we know you have to drive through the mud if you want to reach the rainbow. Brave the desert before you find the oasis. Conquer the mountain to see how far your dreams can take you. The all-new CR-V and CR-V Hybrid, part of the Honda line of rugged vehicles.
The unknown is not empty. It's a storm that crashes and consumes, replacing thought with worry. But one thing can calm uncertainty: an answer. Uncovered through exploration, teamwork, and innovation. An answer that leads to even more answers. Mayo Clinic. You know where to go.
You'll always remember buying your first car. And buying your starter home. Or whatever this is. But the things that last a lifetime, like happiness, love, and confidence, you can't buy those. But you can invest in them. We believe that your investments should work harder for the future you imagine. And that's where our strategic investing approach can help. T. Rowe Price. Invest with confidence.
This is Storm Center. I'm meteorologist Chris. One last look at some of the highest snowfall totals that have come into the Weather Channel here. And the impressive one, Orchard Park. Well, they're all impressive, frankly, but this one taking the top spot here. This is Orchard Park, the home of the Buffalo Bills, getting 5.5 feet of snowfall. 4 feet here in some areas, many spots seeing a yardstick at least worth of snowfall. And the snow's not completely done yet. We see south of Buffalo, including Orchard Park and where Chris Bruin has been, there's still a little bit of snow hanging on, but the band has shifted a little bit to the south. However, as you look, there's a little bit of a bulge and perhaps an uptick that may bring things back up into and around Buffalo at the moment. We're watching some showers as well here across New York, even around the Capital District. It's this, if you see this right here, that purple outlined area, this is a snow squall warning. While it doesn't look like much, especially compared to what's going on in Buffalo, south of Buffalo, this can drop a lot of snow very quickly and make things dangerous on some of the highways and interstates in a hurry. Again, big snow happening right now, big areas of snow happening. Make sure you stay with the Weather Channel all weekend long for the latest on the snow across parts of the Northeast.